Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sidebusters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his 2nd run home, and the Sodbusters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sodbusters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sodbuster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there, and it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like, kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sidebusters got one for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sidebusters.
Welcome to Duncan Field, and Sodbuster Baseball is on the air. Hastings getting set to go against a new opponent, the Nebraska Prospects. Hastings went to South Dakota for the weekend, and weather was the big winner, taking 2 of the 3 games. Sodbusters were able to get 1 game in yesterday, but they fell to Spearfish by a count of 5-4, so they'll try to get in the win column as they come in at 0-4. They take on a team that is not going to be battling in the postseason because they're just a road-only team, but they may be the most talented squad in the Independence League. The Nebraska Prospects, a lot of guys who have plenty of college experience, generally great arms, tremendous depth. They were a little shorthanded when they made their first road trip, but they went 3-0 anyway. Got a lot more dudes in uniform today as they begin a long road trip once again. They're going to be hitting the road for 7 straight beginning here today in Hastings. It's the Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects. We're going to hear from Ryan Valenta in a few minutes, but when we come back, our pregame conversation with Joel Skipper, head coach for the Hastings Sodbusters, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sidebusters.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
We feature Sodbuster Baseball as Hastings getting set to go against the Nebraska Prospects. Opportunity to hear from Joel Skipper, head coach for Hastings. Well, perfect world, you go up and get 3 wins, and weather not cooperative. Talk a little bit about trying to deal with that aspect of the weekend.
Yeah, we got washed out, so just kind of, hanging around. I'm glad we could at least get 1 game in yesterday. A little unfortunate how it ended. Felt like we played pretty good, but just had that 1 inning with some errors that cost us. So hopefully to clean up some of that stuff up today, make those routine plays, and get our first win.
The first 2 days, I guess the good news is if you're going to get rained out, you may as well get rained out at a tourist destination. Were you able to kind of get the kids to experience some of that area?
Yeah, we had some fun with the guys. I had some good team bonding experiences. Went to go see Mount Rushmore, which is pretty cool. I think the guys had a pretty good weekend, kind of getting along and getting to know each other a little bit, so it was great.
The bright spots of the loss, I know you always try to look for silver linings. What went well in that 1-run setback?
I thought the approaches pretty much all night were pretty solid. I thought our pitchers pitched pretty well. Just didn't make a couple plays behind them, which kind of, obviously gave them those 5 runs. I think we've been getting a little bit better every day from the offensive side of things. But you got to play complementary baseball in all 3 phases, so hopefully we can put it together tonight.
Tell us a bit about the lineup today.
You know, we're going to kind of insert some couple different kids. Nolan Oliver is going to be playing in left field tonight. Grant Jones is going to be over at second base, and then we have Dalton Juden making a second start on the mound for us. So I'm going to flip a couple things in the lineup, but hoping to produce some runs.
He is the head man, Joel Skipper. It's Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
It is a Sodbuster Spotlight as we hear from Tex Cook, relief pitcher for the Hastings Sodbusters. Had a really good bounce-back performance as we visit after the Fremont game. Talk a little bit about the way you came out and threw strikes today.
You know, everything was just kind of clicking today. Had some key takeaways from the last outing. Just kind of worked yesterday to make an improvement on those, and everything just clicked and it was working.
What were those takeaways? What did you see you had to improve on? And talk a bit about how you executed it.
Just a little bit better consistency, a little more efficient movements, working myself down the mound, kind of staying in more of a straight line, just being as efficient as I can with my body.
Now, you're an Arkansas guy. Tell us about home.
Man, it's a beautiful place. Go Hogs. Man, I miss it. It's a lot of fun out there. A lot of lakes, rivers, mountains. I mean, it's just a beautiful place to be in. It's a natural state.
Now, you go to Arkansas Tech. Tell us a bit about the Wonder Boys. You guys had a pretty good season in the spring, it sounded like.
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. Made it to the regional tournament this year. Kind of started off a little rocky. First two series out, ended up splitting with Central Mo, and then just kind of kicked it on, turned on the burners, and then just had to keep executing throughout the year, and we did pretty well at it. Ended up making it pretty deep. We hated to lose first round of the conference tournament, but I mean, we got a second chance and got berthed into the regional tournament and just got to have some more fun.
We're talking with Tex Cook, Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy, and a Hastings Sodbuster for the summer. The name, Tex Cook, given name. Tell us a little about the story behind the name Tex.
Well, so I like to think my parents are pretty cool, so they just kind of did what they could to think and come up with something that'd be a cool name and hard for people to forget. And I mean, Tex, Mom's from Texas, so shout out Texas, shout out Mom.
Very neat. Academically, talk a little about what you're studying at Arkansas Tech. What do you see in your future?
Yes, sir. I am studying ag business. I'm looking into kind of doing some some farm sales, like farm loan, farm insurance, things of that nature. My family, we've got chicken houses. Eventually, I want to maybe try and take those over. Maybe try and get some of my own even. You know, just kind of be a good old boy, do some farming, just do some sales, just get to meet new people and have fun while working, making a little money.
Now, how are you on track to graduate? I guess so. Where are you in school in terms of how many more years do you have at Arkansas Tech?
Yes, sir. I have one more year at Arkansas Tech. Academically, I will have an option to do some graduate studies and continue my career at Arkansas Tech. But as far as for my bachelor's, I've got one more year going into the senior year, looking to go into it pretty strong. Good head on my shoulders.
Do you like the baseball thing? Do you see yourself, playing as long as you can?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it. Just hadn't really been something that's kind of been, I guess, seen as a possibility. Just continue to just kind of do my work, get my work done, and just do whatever I can to really just benefit whatever team I'm on the best I can.
Talk a bit about the early chemistry with the Hastings Sodbuster guys. Have you enjoyed your time here in Hastings in the early going?
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. First couple days on, was able to really click with some of the other pitchers, some of the catchers, just everybody. It's my first summer playing summer ball like this, and so getting to be able to be a part of this, kind of watch it, it's just a great thing. Great what baseball can do. I mean, we've all just started to click and kind of mold together I think a couple more days and just more molding, more clicking, and we'll be where we want to be.
He's Tex Cook, as he is our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. A pleasant Memorial Day evening as we bring you Sodbuster Baseball today as the Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects get set to go. I'm Steve Stein, joined by Ryan Valenta. Another night of baseball. Boy, I'd say a holiday. Can't beat it. It's a perfect night to come out and watch some baseball here today.
Yep, just us playing on this Memorial Day here on this Monday evening. It's going to be a great day out at Duncan Field. Glad to see the weather's cooperating, as we were talking about earlier. Weather not letting the Sodbusters play their 2 games, but that was so cool, the guys that got to see Mount Rushmore out there and team bonding exercise. And when we talked with Scott the last game, we asked him how that road trip was going to go. He's like, well, there's no time like bonding, like sticking guys in a cabin with each other and forcing them to get along. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's what the ledger of Scott was saying. But it's hoping to see these guys' chemistry kind of come together. 4 losses, still looking to get Joel Skipper, a new manager, in that win column. And the Sodbusters will look to do that tonight against what we've seen so far, very good Nebraska Prospects team, 3-0 on the year. They played Oahe last week and won all 3 games, scored 3-0, 15-12, and 8-0. So a couple of shutouts sandwiched in between was a barn burner of a game. So it's curious to see which prospect team we're going to see tonight. The arms that's going to shut down the offense, or the arms that are going to allow a lot of runs. And as we know, it's a different kind of animal here at Duncan Field compared to other places. So we're in for a good game and hoping to see the Sodbusters get on the win column tonight.
Hastings losing to Spearfish yesterday by a score of 5-4. It was really one bad inning as Spearfish, the Sasquatch, able to put up 4 runs in the third to take a 4-run lead. And the way the Sodbuster offense has been going, that looked awfully large. Now Hastings did rally. They scored a run in the 5th. Spearfish countered one at the bottom of the 5th. Sodbusters got 3 in the 6th. But neither team scored the rest of the way, and Spearfish wins against Hastings despite being out hit 8-4. Sodbusters have been very good defensively at home, but they had 4 errors in that game yesterday, so hopefully they can right the ship in that respect as Hastings and Nebraska get set to go. You mentioned the Prospects coming off a sweep as they were able to defeat the team from South Dakota 3 straight games, 3-0, 15-12, and 8-0. So they're off to a 3-0 start. Did not play this past weekend, but now they're back on the road for an extended period of time, playing road-only games here in the Independence League. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the Hastings Sodbusters, it's Gage Frank leading off and playing right field. Marcos Cabranes, the shortstop, bats second. It's Corbin Rich at first base, batting fourth, and doing the DH job today is Zach Fatal. Center fielder Ty Matson bats fifth. Mark Chavez plays third base and bats sixth. It's Rusty Wortman doing the catching, batting seventh. Nolan Oliver in left field, batting eighth. Grant Jones plays second base, and he's the number 9 hitter. Dalton Juden will be making his second start of the year, his first here at Duncan Field. For the Nebraska Prospects, it's Ethan Swafford leading off and playing second base. Colin Lynham is in left field, batting second. Cole Kitchens, third base, batting third. Nate Cunningham, the shortstop, batting fourth. It's Jackson Trout batting fifth, playing first base. Caden Young, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Tucker Bradley doing the catching and batting seventh. Cade Lynham in center field and batting eighth. And Danny Sponberg is in right field and batting ninth. P.J. Laux will do the pitching for the Prospects. Once again for the Sodbusters, Frank, Cabranes, Rich, Vital, Matson, Chavez, Wortman, Oliver Jones with Juden on the mound. And for the Prospects, it's Swafford, Lynham, Kitchens, Cunningham, Trout, Young, Bradley, Lynham, Sponberg with Laux on the mound. This game by the numbers. Hastings coming in at 0-4, a team batting average of 179 coming into today. So it's been a struggle at the plate, and quite frankly, a little bit of a struggle on the mound, too. The team ERA is 5.40. The Nebraska Prospects doing both better, as you might expect, as they come in at 3-0. 269 team batting average, and they have pitched it amazingly well. 2.36, their team ERA through their first 3 games of the year. Let's take a look at the standings in the Independence League after the first week plus. The Prospects, the only unbeaten team. Again, they're not going to be playing in the postseason because they play a limited schedule just on the road. So really, the first place team right now, the Badlands Big Sticks, they're 5-1. Fremont is 4-2. Casper coming in at 2-1. Spearfish is 1-3. Oahe is 1-5, and Hastings 0-4. You also have the Sawtooth Sockeyes. They're playing a road-only schedule. They're playing other games at home outside of the Independence League, and they're actually off to a really good start. They're 3-0, but none of those games against teams in the Independence League. It's Steve Stein and Ryan Valenta. Got several guys up in the booth today as Connor Christian running the show. Mason Henricks helping out. We've seen Noah Pagel around as well. So it's kind of a team effort as we are still working on the YouTube broadcast, trying to get it to perfection. Hopefully we'll see some improvements in the coming weeks.
Well, in Game 3, you may notice a new little thing at the bottom left of your screen, that so pretty score bug there. You'll be able to keep track of the score while we won't have to do it all day. And Mason wants everyone to know that was him that comes in here. So Mason, hats off to you. It looks very nice. Well, I'm excited to have that across the season. We'll get a new camera set up at some point in the season. So keys to the game wise for the Sodbusters, think we are going to need to look at that pitching. Like you mentioned, Steve, high ERA, 5.4, just average over a run every other inning. And that's not going to win too many games right there. Another thing to highlight, the free passes for the Sodbusters. It reared its ugly head in games 1 and 3 and has just come to an ultimatum here. 21 walks, 16 hit by pitches for a total of 37 free passes in 4 games, something that the Sodbusters will have to work on.
Before today's game, on this Memorial Day Monday, we are going to take it to the field and have the singing of our national anthem. And again, if you are a service member joining in, or if you had a service member in your family, I know my late father was in World War II, so we think about you and think about the folks who may have paid the ultimate price in defending our country.
Down the street on the corner of A and Burlington. Open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Stop in and see what they can do for you. Tonight, our anthem will be performed by Joe Vanderpool.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Joe Vander Vanderpool singing of our national anthem. I'll tell you, everybody in Aurora, Nebraska can apparently sing. Jason is the on-field PA guy, and he gets a lot of his Aurora cohorts to come in and sing, and Joe, one of those guys, and we appreciate Joe singing the national anthem in advance of today's game between the Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects, as the Sodbusters going to be sending a right-hander to the mound right now, as we will get an opportunity to get our first look at Dalton Juden. Now, his brother Fred was the starting pitcher here earlier this year. Dalton actually got the start last Wednesday in Fremont. He went 3 innings, allowed 5 runs, 3 of them earned. He struck out 3, didn't walk anybody. And he played at Fayetteville, North Carolina Tech College. He is now signed with the York University Panthers. He went 0-1 to the 6.75 ERA in the spring. Defensively, it's going to be Rusty Wortman doing the catching, Corbin Rich at first base. At second base, Grant Jones. The third baseman is Mark Chavez. In the shortstop, Marcos Cabranes. In left field, Nolan Oliver. Center field, Ty Matson. And in right field, it's going to be Gage Frank today for the Hastings Sodbusters. 0-4. The Nebraska Prospects 3-0. Hope you enjoy today's YouTube broadcast of the Hastings Sodbusters. Going to be back home tomorrow. The Fremont Moo make a return. Then the two teams will be going back to Fremont to play this Thursday. And on Wednesday, rather, and then this weekend, the Sodbusters are going to be back home for a 3-game series with the Casper Spuds. So the Sodbusters in action here today. Their green uniforms, white numbers trimmed in gold. The Specs in their white uniforms with the red numbers today. The Nebraska Prospects under the direction of Trevor Varlin. He's got some family members in attendance. He's from Central City. Nearby here, Central City high school grad, still has the single-season strikeout lead at Central City, and he's now the pitching coach at Southeast Community College in Beatrice. It's going to be Ethan Swafford to lead things off here for the Nebraska Prospects, as he will stand the left-handed box. As Easton Swafford out of B Branch, Arkansas, Crowder College, making his Prospects debut, as he did not make the trip up to South Dakota for their matchup with Oahe. They ended up sweeping those games 3-0, 15-12, and 8-0. 1-0 pitch is on the way, and this one is bounced to the right side. That will be a foul ball. Unfortunate for the Sodbusters, because it was going to be picked up and it was going to be an easy out for Corbin Rich. Instead, it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Easton Swafford.
You can see Dalton Juden on the mound. Him and his brother, similar stature, just an inch separate them. We saw Fred pitch last Thursday against Fremont, looking for his brother to keep pace here.
Easton Swafford, sophomore, takes the pitch inside. They're the Nebraska Prospects, but they do have some out-of-staters, most notably Arkansas, and they had 3 guys arrive, all of which went to Crowder College. Crowder College located in Missouri. They're all 3 Arkansas guys who play on that team, and they're now in the summer here with the Prospects. Pitch taken at the letters, 2 balls and 2 strikes, says calling the balls and strikes for today's game is Jason Seitz. Wade Spencer will be in the field. 2-2 pitch on the way, and this one is lined to right field for a base hit. So the Prospects have a leadoff batter aboard, and now this one scoots by the right fielder. Runner good advance to second base. This will be a single and an error. Swafford with the single, and then it was mishandled out there as Gage Frank had it bounce off his glove, and so man in scoring position, nobody out, and not the way the Sodbusters hope to start defensively as they give up an early error after the leadoff single.
You say baseball's a game of inches. That ground ball at first, inches away from an easy ground out. Now a runner in scoring position, nobody out.
Here's Colin Lynham, one of the 2 Lynham brothers on the team. They have followed similar paths after high school as the pitch is across for strike, no balls and 1 strike. Colin and Cade both going to Platteview High School. They're from Springfield. They played 2 years of junior college, now both at Wayne State. 0-1 delivery on the way, and this is bounced to the right side. That's trouble. That's into right field for a base hit. Rounding third, going to try to score the run, and that's going to be an RBI single, and the ball will bounce by 2 cutoff men, and advancing on to second will be Colin Lynham. Oh, my goodness. 2 singles, 2 errors, and now runner at second base, nobody out. 1-0 to score the Prospects on top as first baseman couldn't track it down. It bounced by the catcher. It has to be a throwing error, though, as it bounced there. So 2 E9s in the early going after singles to the right side from Swafford and Lynham.
Tough break there for the Sodbusters. One right through the right hole, and yeah, you got to knock that ball down at least because now you have another runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Here's Cole Kitchens getting his opportunity as the pitch is taken for a strike, no balls and 1 strike. So pretty well pitched so far for Dalton Juden. Couple of moderately weak shots. Both have turned into singles, and they've plated a run here in the first. 1-0 to score the Prospects on top. The pitch is low into the dirt. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Cole Kitchens. Another new man in this lineup, 215-pounder out of Centerton, Arkansas. He's another Crowder College guy, one of the 3 who just arrived for this series after they did not make the trip to South Dakota last week. Pitch is fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cole Kitchens. 6'4", 250-pounder, solidly built ball player. When they went up to Pierre, they had only 3 subs. Talking to the head coach, Trevor Varley, they've got a much more full roster for this road trip. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Juden trying to get the first out here in the opening frame. And this one is rifled to right field. That's a base hit. Lynham will hit the third base bag and stay. The throw comes in, cut off nicely this time, but runners at the corners, nobody out. 3 straight singles to open the game from Swafford, Lynham, and Kitchens, and the Prospects are off to a great start.
Identical spot for Kitchens as Lyman hit his into right field, and taking advantage of the opposite field. Big hole out there for between second and first, and Prospects have found that hole early.
1-0, but looking for more as the Sodbusters trying to record an out. Nate Cunningham, the shortstop, up there now, and the pitch is taken high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes on Cunningham. Cunningham, 200-pound sophomore. He played his high school ball at Elkhorn North, now at Wayne State, and he's off to a tremendous start. 5 out of 10. 3 doubles, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and swings and misses here as Juden blew it right by him. 1-1 the count on Nate Cunningham, the shortstop for the Prospects, coming in looking for their 4th straight win of the summer season. Runners the corners, nobody out. Pitch is fouled away. 1-2 the count now on Nate Cunningham. As mentioned, the fact Cunningham playing his high school ball at Elkhorn North, almost a brand new school, but they've had tremendous athletic success already early on. Really good baseball. 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Dalton Juden records his first strikeout of the day, and there's an opportunity to get out of this with a double play ball. Runners at the corners, 1 man out, 1-0. The Prospects on top with Jackson Trout coming to the plate.
Encouraging jump back there from Juden. A little off-speed pitch down and away made Cunningham look foolish. Nowhere near that ball.
So Jackson Trout stepping in the right-hand box, takes it upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Trout out of Papillion, Nebraska Omaha guy. And he's off to a pretty good start as well. 5 out of 14, 357, his batting average coming into today. Runners at the corners and swing and a miss. 1-1 the count, high heat there, and Trout couldn't catch up with it. He's a big dude, 6'5", 220-pounder. Couple of doubles, 6 RBIs, 3 runs scored for Jackson Trout. 2 on, 1 out, 1-0. Prospects on top, and the pitch is fouled away. 1-2 the count now on Trout. Crowd's starting to get a little bit amped. I think this is the beer batter, so discount beer if he goes down on strikes for the fans of age here in attendance on this Memorial Day Monday. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Called strike 3, an off-speeder, and no chance for Trout as he couldn't get the bat off the shoulders. Back-to-back strikeouts for Juden, and he has a chance to survive this inning with minimal damage.
Great pitch in there. That pitch off speed coming right at you. You're not going to swing at it, and fortunately enough, bends right in there. And that is good for a beer batter strikeout for the Sodbusters.
1-0. The Sodbusters on the short end. A couple of errors, 3 hits. Here's a bouncing ball. It's going to be into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. There will be runners at first and second. We believe that'll be a hit anyway. Pretty tough chance there for the third baseman, Mark Chavez, as Caden Young comes up with potentially an RBI single here to make it 2-0.
I'll take your side here, Steve. I'll give Caden a base hit too. Looked like Chavez was there, but kind of an outstretched backhand, kind of 50-50 whether you're going to get that.
And here comes Tucker Bradley trying to keep the inning going. 2-0 already. Bouncing ball right side. This should be the inning. High hop to Jones. Dishes to second. Close play, but out at second base. Good job there for Grant Jones to handle it. Was able to get it over to Cabranes, and that ends the inning. But the Prospects come up with 2 runs on 4 hits and there were 2 Sodbuster errors. We head to the bottom half of inning number 1, 2-0 Prospects. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
And at the bottom half of inning number 1, Sodbusters on the short end, 2-0. Very similar to the start where we saw the Sodbusters fall behind against Fremont, the last home game. You hate to be battling from behind, but at least it's just 2-0. Prospects will take the field now behind their right-hander P.J. Laux. The catcher is Tucker Bradley. Playing first base, Jackson Trout. At second base, it's Easton Swafford. The third baseman is Cole Kitchens. Shortstop, Nate Cunningham. And the outfield, Colin Lynham, Cade Lynham, and Danny Sponberg. P.J. Laux, a right-hander, getting set to go. He's out of Creighton Prep High School, went to Hutchinson Community College, and now he is at Rockhurst University, a biology major. And he is 1-0 on the year, went 7 innings in his first start, allowed no runs, and struck out 8 while walking 1. So P.J. Laux, arguably the ace of the staff here in the early going, and he is ready to go here as right-hander Gage Frank is at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes to count. And the pitch is popped up. Short center field. Center field, second baseman converge, but this will be Cade Lynham to take care of Gage Frank. And there's 1 out here in the first inning. 2-0 Prospects on top.
A little more about Laux. Also made an appearance on the plate-wise. Pitched Tuesday versus Oahe. 101 pitches. You said, Steve, 8 strikeouts, no earned runs. Really set the tone there. Did hit a batter, but still hitless at the plate. So could see him doing some two-way action.
Pitch is taken for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Cabranes squared to bunt and let it go by for ball 1. Marcos Cabranes been outstanding in the field nearly going and hits this one hard to left field, carrying pretty well, but into the teeth of a wind, and no chance there as Colin Lynham takes care of this one. The Lynham twins each have a put out here in the first as Marcos Cabranes gave it a ride, but 2 fly ball outs for the Hastings Sodbusters against P.J. Laux, and here comes Corbin Rich. Rich out of Northeast Community College. He's from Kearney. Off to a 1-for-11 start at the plate for this Hastings Sodbuster squad, and he takes strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Corbin Rich. 2-0 Prospects on top, bottom half of inning number 1. That's the fact the wind is blowing in, a southeast breeze at about 13 miles an hour, 87 degrees, picture perfect day for Memorial Day baseball. 2-0 is score. Prospects on top. 0-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. 2 really good pitches inside at the knees, and Corbin Rich has to protect here, or the Sodbusters are going to go down 1-2-3. 0-2 pitch. Way outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Laux does not mess around either. He is on the hill and ready to go. His head coach and pitching coach, Trevor Varley's got to like that approach. 1-2 pitch. Bounce to the left side. Shortstop fields on 2 hops. Throw over to first in time, no problem. 1-2-3 as Nate Cunningham guns down Corbin Rich, and the Sodbusters are quiet in the first. Prospects 2, Sodbusters nothing. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
One inning in the books at spacious Duncan Field. 367 down the right field line, 370 to left. 405 to the alleys, 408 to straightaway center, and it's 2-0. The Nebraska Prospects on top of the Hastings Sodbusters. Just the second week of the season here in the Independence League. A long old summer of baseball, and the Sodbusters unfortunately had a couple of games rained out at Spearfish. They're going to try to make one of those up as part of a doubleheader when they make a return trip later on this year. It sounds like one's probably just going to go by the wayside. Bottom of the order coming up for the Prospects, 7, 8, and 9, beginning with Tucker Bradley, the catcher, as Juden brings the pitch outside for ball one. Dalton Juden pitched probably better than a 2-0 deficit might indicate, as Sodbusters had some unfortunate bounces of balls as the pitch is across for strike. Also committed 2 errors to allow extra bases. Count 1 ball and 1 strike on Tucker Bradley. Bradley, right-handed hitter, getting an opportunity here. His first time in a Prospects uniform. He's from Crowder College. It's in Missouri, a junior college. They were able to make it to an NJCAA district tournament. 1-2 the count on him. And Juden set to go. Dalton, the big right-hander, brings it in. Misses outside with the off-speed pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are bringing you Sodbuster Baseball, sponsored by Blue Fork Kitchen, Hastings College, Core CPAs, and the Hastings Visitors Bureau. 2-2 pitch. Sprayed foul. It remains 2-2 here in inning number 2. Juden threw 21 pitches in that first. P.J. Laux had to throw only 8 pitches to get the Sodbusters 1-2-3 in the top of the first. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Prospects. The pitch. Bouncing ball right side. Jones charges. The second baseman's got it. Throws over to Corbin Rich at first for the first out of the second inning. 1 up and 1 down for the Prospects.
Something that we've noticed most of the season is getting the leadoff guy out. It's been a problem for the Sodbusters, and when they don't, they usually come around to haunt them. So encouraging start there for Juden to get back on the horse after allowing 2 in the first.
Case in point, the first 3 reached for the Nebraska Prospects. 2 of them scored, and this one is hit high in the air to right field, but that's going to hang up nicely for Gage Frank. Cade Lynham, first pitch swinging, and flies out to right field. So 2 quick outs and a chance at a 1-2-3 inning for Dalton Juden, as he'll face Danny Sponberg, as Sponberg will come to the plate. The Creighton Prep guy out of Southeast Community College. He is now going to be going to Bellevue University, and Sponberg bounces this one foul. No balls and 1 strike on Danny Sponberg. He is seeing his first action for the Nebraska Prospects. So they got 3-0 their first weekend, and they've got a bunch of new guys in uniform for the Hastings Sodbusters. 0-1 pitch, just misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Sponberg. The Prospects, like every other team in the Independence League, struggling with the roster the first week or so of the season. 1-1 delivery is taken high for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Sponberg, the number 9 hitter. Former Creighton Prep Junior J standing at the left-handed box. Dalton Juden brings home the pitch, and this one is hit hard, but the second baseman, Jones, mishandles, resets, throws wildly, and Sponberg hustling down the line is going to be safe, and this will be the 3rd error of the day on the Hastings Sodbusters, and we have not played 2 innings yet. As Grant Jones just kind of got caught between hops, it bounced away, and Sponberg runs well enough that he is going to beat that out, despite the fact that Jones recovered and threw about as hard as he could. Oh, and Colin Lynham now, but I got 1 batter off. Dadgummit, as Colin Lynham batting now. As error in my scorekeeping, so I've only been wrong the entire inning. As the pitch is missing, 1 ball and no strikes.
I think what happened is that Sponberg flew out to right on 1 pitch, so it's tough to those 1-pitch batters to keep up track with them.
Here's the pitch, and it's bounced foul. So correction: Tucker Bradley grounded out to begin the inning. Sponberg flew out. Easton Swafford reaches on the error, and here's Colin Lynham as apologies to the Nebraska Prospect fans tuning in, and we'll try to get back on the horse. Yet to have a perfect broadcast in my life. I'm pretty old, and it sure ain't going to happen tonight. 1-1 the count now on Colin Lynham. He singled and scored his first time up as the pitch is missing outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Colin Lynham as we are in the top half of inning number 2. 2-0 the score. Prospects on top of the Hastings Sodbusters here at Duncan Field. Pitch swung on and missed. It's 2-2 on Lynham. So Easton Swafford aboard at first. He reached on the error. Sponberg flew out to right. Cade Lynham began the inning with a 4-3 ground out. Pitch outside. Now 3-2 on Colin Lynham. They are twins, by the way, and both playing at Wayne State. What a neat opportunity. Opportunity for the guys to spend high school together, and they've spent their college years together as well. Runner goes. The pitch fouled away. It remains 3-2 on Colin Lynham. Yep, Tucker Bradley grounded into fielder's choice to end last inning. Cade Lynham grounded out. Danny Sponberg flew out. Easton Swafford aboard on the air. 3-2 pitch. Hard hit ball right field. That's a base hit. Just a good piece of hitting. Hitting the second base bag and then thinking better of it is Easton Swafford. So a single here for Colin Lynham as the Prospects trying to make that error hurt. They'll be first and second at 2 outs now with Cole Kitchens coming to the plate for the second time.
It's now 3 of the 5 hits have gone to the opposite field from right-handed hitters. Just like we said, there's a big spot out there in that first and second base gap compared to the second and third base gap, and Prospects are taking every advantage they can for all the guys that can push the ball that way.
Yeah, just really good hitting. I mean, it's not bad pitching for Dalton Juden, but Prospects not trying to do too much. And you come in and to a place like Duncan Field as the pitch misses outside for ball 1. There's going to be a visit to the mound here for the catcher as the guy's going to go out and take a visit. Rusty Wortman, 1-0 the count. Come into Duncan Field, and you see those 405, 408 signs. Don't try to hit them. Just do what you can, and this is a perfect approach at a place like Duncan Field. Say it's a singles ballpark.
And that's what the Prospects have been best at, too. 29 hits coming into the game, only 8 extra base hits, all of them being doubles. No triples or home runs yet, so the Prospects have mastered the aspect of just keeping the line moving.
And they have first and second here, so the error making Dalton Juden throw more pitches here as the Sodbusters already 3 errors in the first inning plus of this one. 1-0 delivery on the way, and this pitch is taken high. 2-0 the count now on Kitchens. Kitchens, the Arkansas guys who arrived over the weekend to take part in this road trip for the Prospects. 2-0 delivery on the way. It's 3-0 now. That fastball missing outside. So an error to allow Easton Swafford to reach. Colin Lynham singled. And now there are runners at first and second at 2 outs after a 2-up, 2-down start to this frame with the 8 and 9 hitters. Hard hit ball, left field. That's a base hit. Could score the run. Left fielder going to come up throwing. And the throw's going to be offline. It's an RBI single. 3 straight have reached. That error does prove costly as Cole Kitchens brings home Swafford. That is an unearned run. And now runners at first and second, 2 outs, and 3-0. The Prospects have extended the lead.
Like we said, not 2 hard hit balls. They're just finding the holes are the Prospects. Just dunk that into left field. And the big outfield here, you got to respect power. The last thing you want to ball over your head, so ideally that's what you want is the ball in front of you. You have a chance to come up throwing there. Just not enough time there. The Prospects got some speed around the bases, prompting a visit from Skipper.
Pitch count is mounting 43 now, and we've not gone through the second. And like I say, not all of it's his doing, as he had a very good opportunity to go 3 up, 3 down this inning. And in the Independence League, if you throw 1 to 30 pitches, you could come back the next day. 31 to 50, you have to have 1 day off. 51 to 70, a mandatory 2 days rest. 71 to 90, a mandatory 3 days rest. You can pitch up to 110 pitches. That's your maximum here in the Independence League. 3-0 to score as the pitch is missing inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Nate Cunningham was the first strikeout victim of Dalton Juden. He has struck out 2 and has put it around the zone. But this Prospect squad's done a good job of just putting it in play. Here's a grounder back up the middle. Cabranes dishes to Jones at second for the fielder's choice grounder, and that ends the second inning. But the Prospects do score a run on 2 hits. There was an error and 2 left, and way to the bottom half of inning number 2. 3-0 Prospects. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. We head to the bottom half of the second inning, 3-0. Prospects on top of the Hastings Sodbusters. Sodbusters looking for their first win. Prospects come in at 3-0 and off to a very good start. They get 2 runs in the first and then an unearned run in the second. Sodbusters made P.J. Laux throw only 8 pitches in the bottom half of inning number 1. We'll see if they can work the count, find a way to come back, and they'll try to do it with a pretty good guy who's been off to a nice start, Zach Vitale. Vitale doing the DH job today. We've seen him in a variety of roles behind the plate. He's been a middle infielder, and he is watching the first pitch go by for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Zach Vitale. 5 out of 13 coming into today. A 385 average, and he takes strike 2. So 2 quick strikes from right-hander P.J. Laux. And again, he is on the mound and ready to go. 0-2 pitch. Off speeder, swung at in the dirt, picked up by the catcher, throw down to first in time, strikeout completed. Heck of a job there for Tucker Bradley to stay with it and make the strong throw down to Jackson Trout to complete the strikeout. Zach Vitale sees 3 pitches and goes down on strikes. And that will bring to the plate Ty Matson. Matson in center field today. Recent high school graduate out of Riverside, California. Taking ball 1 ball and no strikes for Ty. He's off to a 3-for-11 start. That calculates to 273. Takes this pitch for a strike. 1-1 on Ty Matson as P.J. Laux set to go again. 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Right now P.J. Laux is in a groove. You want to step out, you want to try to get him out of rhythm, but he is just not out of rhythm right now. Hard hit ball, but foul. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ty Matson. The book on the Prospects a year ago. Bunch of arms. I mean, all tall right-handers seemingly, and they could throw it. 1-2 pitch, and this one is bounced foul. As the Sodbusters and Prospects played some amazing games. Sodbusters actually went 4-2 against the Prospects last year. 1-2 pitch. Off speed, strike 3. As Ty Matson couldn't pull the trigger on that one. Back-to-back strikeouts. So after only 8 pitches in the first frame, fly out, ground out, back-to-back strikeouts to the 4 and 5 hitters for Hastings.
Number 19.
And here comes Mark Chavez. Chavez, third baseman for Hastings. He's playing in his second game, went 0 for 3 in the third game of the Fremont series. Right-handed hitter. Takes outside and rare 1-0 counts for P.J. Laux. He has worked ahead. 1-0 delivery. That's just off the inside corner. 2-0 on Mark Chavez. Laux trying to make it 6 up and 6 down against the Hastings Sodbusters. 2-0 delivery. High for ball 3. 3-0 the count on Mark Chavez. Down already 3-0. You would think the take sign is on. Joel Skipper coaching down at third base. And this pitch across for strike 1. Doing the first base coaching is Corey Caranda. He's a graduate assistant at Hastings College, so those guys worked together in the spring. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Shortstop charges. Nate Cunningham's got it. Throws and in time, and the Sodbusters are 6 up and 6 down through 2 innings of play. It's 3-0 Prospects. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is brought to you by Aloe, Pepsi, and Coach's Corner. We head to inning number 3 with the Nebraska Prospects on top of Hastings 3-0. Here's Ryan Valenta.
All Prospects so far, 3 runs on 6 hits in those 2 innings. They will face Dalton Juden as he goes back out. Try and calm the storm there. Prospects adding 2 in the first, 1 in the second. One round from 6 hits and taking advantage of 3 Sodbuster errors. 2 in the first and 1 in the second. And as we mentioned, 3 home games so far. The problem has just been limiting the opponent offense for the Sodbusters, as Juden will face 5, 6, and 7. As Jackson Trout will make his second appearance. The Beer Buster. The Sodbusters was rung up looking his last time up in the first. He'll bat in the third. Trout, Young, Bradley up for the Prospects. Here's the first pitch from the right-hander. And is in there for a called strike. Off speed. Same pitch of the strikeout on, using that front door to his advantage, and Trout is yet to pull the trigger. 0-1 from Juden. Ground ball fouled on the left side. Quickly 0-2.
I feel a slow clap. Clap, clap, clap.
We're ready to go. Juden working a lot slower than Laux on the opposing pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball inside. Disposes of Trout for his second time. And Juden records his 3rd strikeout of the day. 1 up and 1 down. Another leadoff man retired.
Feel like Juden's probably pitched well enough to not be trailing 3-0, but trying to battle back here and put a 0 on the board.
Designated hitter Caden Young at the plate. Takes ball 1 from the left-handed batter's box. Young, a Columbus native, Northeast Community College. Same for the Sodbusters, Corbin Rich. Here's the 1-0 from Juden, outside and upstairs for ball 2. Young in the 3-game series against Oahe, hitting .385, 5 hits, with a double RBI and 4 runs scored. Also stole a base. Crank to left field, and Oliver is there, makes the catch in the sun. No problem there for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Juden.
Yeah, when it came off the bat, you think, uh-oh, but then you remember, this is Duncan Field, and no problem. Hangs up in the wind, a lot of room out there, and well played, battling not only the wind, but you mentioned the sun, and it's no fun to be a left fielder or a left side infielder at this time of day.
Anything in the outfield in the air is going to be pretty easy for all of the outfielders. Here's Tucker Bradley, takes ball 1 outside, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first inning for the Prospects. Doing the catching behind PJ Laux today for the Prospects, takes ball 2 inside. Ledger so far, 3 Sodbuster errors, contributing to 3 early Prospect runs. 2-0, inside again. And Juden's yet to find the zone for Tucker Bradley. Bradley seeing his first action as a Prospect today. 3-0. That's too high for ball 4, so 4-pitch walk. And a little bit of an inauspicious start to this inning, as last inning began for Juden. 2 quick outs and reaching on an error. Now 2 quick outs and a walk. So Bradley's aboard with 2 outs. Cade Lynham, left-hander, steps in. The right-hander delivers outside for ball 1. That's 5 consecutive balls for Juden. Takes a look over at first. And the 1-0 slashed back out of play. Count improves to 1-1. Middle infield playing on the back of the grass. Corners just behind the bag. And outfield straighted pretty much straight away for Lynham. Waits the 1-1 and gets the call on the outside edge. Just bended back in there at the last second. Lynham didn't think too much of it. Juden a strike away from hanging a first Sodbuster 0 on the scoreboard. Here it is in the dirt. Good stop by Wortman behind the plate. Already had a ball squirt through his legs on a throw from right field. Allow a runner to move up, and just those little things that'll win you those games. 2-2. Called third strike on the outside edge, took something off and gets the call from the home plate umpire. 4th strikeout for Dalton Juden. He hangs a 0 on the scoreboard. Sodbusters need some runs. They trail by 3. They're coming to bat in the bottom of the 3rd.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
You're watching Sodbuster Baseball here from historic Duncan Field in Hastings, Nebraska. Good Memorial Day. This is Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein bringing you Memorial Day Baseball from Hastings, Nebraska. Sodbusters trail 3-0. They go back to work against PJ Laux, who has been perfect through 2 innings, couple of strikeouts to his name as well. So the Sodbuster bottom third of the lineup is due up. Rusty Wortman, Nolan Oliver, Grant Jones due up for the Sodbusters. Wortman to lead it off. Just a couple games. The Sodbuster catcher today. Another Northeast Community College guy. Just 1 hit, a single. Batted a .143. A couple of strikeouts in limited time this season. First pitch swinging and missing is Wortman. Bats from the left-handed batter's box. 0-1, Laux working quickly. Stripe to center field, and that gets down for a hit in front of the center fielder Lynham. And there's the first hit for the Sodbusters, courtesy of Rusty Wortman, his 2nd hit of the year. Sodbusters have their leadoff man on.
Heck of a job for Wortman. A great effort for Cade Lynham to not only make the stop, keep it from going by him, because he went on the headlong dive and it had to stop it on a short hop there. Otherwise, that's extra bases.
So Laux now out of the stretch for the first time. Nolan Oliver squared to bunt and takes ball 1. Oliver playing left field today. The utility guy can play just about anywhere. Pickoff throw, and had Wortman leaning a little bit, but gets back in safely. Oliver on the year, just a couple games. Still looking for his first hit. A couple of strikeouts too. To the shortstop. Taylor-made double play ball on to second for 1, on to first for 2. And the leadoff single is a rate 6-4-3. Go the Prospects. And they turn a leadoff single into 2 outs.
And when you're 0-4 and trying to find a way to get the first win, those kinds of things are going to go against you. Fairly solidly struck ball, but it couldn't have been more at Nate Cunningham, who got it to Easton Swafford, the perfect turn, and 2 outs.
So here's Grant Jones, also looking for his first hit of the year. A couple of games for Jones. Playing alongside brother Nick, who has the day off so far. Could be used in a pinch hit appearance. Jones playing second base, up 2-0, now 3-0 as Laux has missed arm side on all three of those pitches. Here's a 3-0, and that's ball 4. 4 straight walks. And now another man on for the Sodbusters. They now have two base runners this inning. They turn it over to the top of the lineup in Gage Frank.
Nice PJ showing a little bit of mortality here, giving up a single and a walk, although the Sodbusters still going to have to do it the hard way with a runner at first and 2 outs.
Frank on the road trip hit the first home run of the year against Spearfish. Came in the 5th inning, right before the 3-run inning the next inning. And Frank also drove in another run, another pickoff throw to first, not in time. Frank with 2 RBIs on the, shortened road trip. As we mentioned, Sodbusters just playing 1 game against Spearfish this weekend. Pitches inside for ball 2. So Jones at first, Frank the batter. As Laux has lost a little bit of command, has thrown 6 straight balls. And that's ball 3. So now Frank in the driver's seat. It's keeping the line moving. Expect to see Frank taking here. He does, and that's ball 4. He wasn't too sure, but that is 8 straight missed from PJ Laux. First 2 innings looked like he was perfect.
Yeah, baseball's weird, isn't it? I mean, Laux looked like he could have thrown a complete game coming out of here, and all of a sudden gives up a single. Fortunate to get double play ball, probably the hardest hit ball of the day for the Sodbusters, with that 6-4-3 double play ball from Oliver, and now back-to-back walks, and it'll be a visit to the mound here for the head man Trevor Varley for the Nebraska Prospects, and some guys are milling around the bullpen down the right field line. We'll try to catch a number if we see someone warming, but right now just getting loose at this point. We'll see what the Prospects come up with pitching coach at Southeast Community College, Trevor Varley, the head coach for the Nebraska Prospects.
As you see, Sodbusters giving up 3 runs and 6 hits in 3 innings. You never think if you're Trevor Varley you're going to have to pull your starter after just a hit and no runs, but kind of lost command. This is just a mound visit to calm the nerves and hopefully get Laux back on the same page. And Cabranes comes up as the tying run so far. Cabranes in his road trip had a hit, a double. He went 1 for 5. And he bats now with 2 on. Shows bunt and pulls back, takes strike 1. Corner is pretty much in line with the bag. Third baseman a little bit in. Cabranes is trying to bunt. It'd have to be probably pushed up the first base line. Swinging to third and off the glove of the third baseman. That's going to be a base hit. Kitchens got a glove on it, just could not corral it as Cabranes put it perfectly just down the line. Great job by Kitchens to knock it down at third base to prevent a run as they move station to station and load it up for Corbin Rich.
Well, there's one big 2-out hit. Now you really need one here to try to cut into that 3-run deficit. And you mentioned Kitchens, tremendous effort. Otherwise, Sodbusters get a run on that particular hit.
Well, Rich grounded out his first at-bat. Same spot, but just foul this time. Rich now 1 for 12 on the year. Still looking to get it going. Was Kearney High School kid, hit .377 in his career against Kearney versus while at Kearney. The 0-1 floats in there on the inner edge. And that's been a consistent spot for the home plate umpire's sights today. That inside front door breaking ball has been consistently called a strike. Rich down 0-2, bases loaded, and a swing and a miss, and catcher will step on home plate. So they get out of it. Laux strands the bases loaded. Sodbusters leave 3 as Rich strikes out swinging on 3 pitches. Encouraging for the Prospects as they've hung 3 consecutive zeros. Top of the 4th coming up. Hastings down 3-0.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
3-0 Nebraska Prospects lead Hastings Sodbusters as Sodbusters go back out there behind Dalton Juden, going out for his 4th inning of work. Shaky first 2 innings for the Sodbuster right-hander. A lot better last inning. A walk sandwiched in between 3 outs. Juden hopefully back on track. He faces the bottom of the lineup, Danny Spongberg, and then we'll rotate it over to the top of the lineup. First pitch swinging, and way out in front of that off-speed pitch is Spongberg. Flew out on the first pitch. He saw to right field in the 2nd inning. Here's the 0-1 from Juden, and that bounces this time, not close. For ball 1. Spongberg also making his Prospect debut. Like we said, Prospects adding a lot of guys after the road trip. Fouled off to the right side. Count goes to 1-2. As the shadows start to creep in on the infield of Duncan Field. Can be tricky for the batters now to pick up that ball as it's entering a shadow right before it goes to home plate. 1-2 is bounced up there again. Count goes to 2-2 to Danny Spongberg. Omaha native, went to Creighton Prep and Southeast Community College. Grounds it to 3rd, and that's over the head of Chavez at 3rd. And perfectly placed hit and a big turn, but no advance to 2nd from Spongberg as he has a leadoff single and the Prospects' 7th hit of the evening.
They're not pounding the gaps, but they're finding ways to put the ball in play, and that was a little turf hit, able to get it high off the turf, and Mark Chavez just couldn't quite get high enough to bring it in.
Chavez playing pretty even with the third base bag. Had he been a step or two backwards, may make that play. Leadoff man on, Juden delivers a first pitch foul ball to Easton Swafford. Reached on an error in the 2nd, singled in the 1st, and has come around to score in both of his base running adventures. Here's the 0-1 from Juden to Swafford. He'll pick off instead. And Spongberg back in safely. Swafford ready. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw to 2nd's not in time. Spongberg swipes 2nd base. Something that the Prospects not all too familiar with. Just 4 stolen bases, now 5. But they have been successful in all 5, so picking and choosing successfully in all 5 of their opportunities to steal, and they have a man in scoring position with nobody out. Count goes to 1-1. Now 2-1 as that fastball misses up at the zone.
Yeah, a little bit different challenge than Fremont. Fremont ran at nearly every opportunity. Much more station to station for this Prospects crew.
Juden ready with his 2-1, and that's a called strike on the outer half. Perfectly placed there as Swafford faces a 2-2 count. Swafford, another Prospect getting his first taste of summer ball. Pickoff throw, they have the runner picked off. And the throw bounces to third. Chavez has it, and he'll run the runner back to second. The tag by Cabranes is in time, as Spongberg is picked off, leading too far off the second base. Great move by Juden to erase that runner, and the bases are now empty. Great play by the Sodbusters.
Heck of a job. A low throw. Chavez did a good job of digging it out of there and was able to gun it back to Cabranes, who applied the tag. 1-5-6 on the putout as they get the caught stealing there.
So now an out and a 2-2 count. Now 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Swafford way in front of that breaking ball as he is retired for the first time this afternoon. And now the waters look a little clearer for the Sodbusters. Nobody on and 2 outs.
Yep, great turnaround play in the inning and a chance to hang a 0 on the board for the second straight inning for Dalton Juden.
Juden ready against Colin Lyman. He takes strike 1 outside. Prospect left fielder in his 4th game. Coming into the game, hitting 70 points lower than his brother. That is roped to left center field. That'll find the gap in extra bases for Lyman, and that is going to roll almost all the way to the wall. Lyman will pump the brakes at second. A long double for Lyman, and that is his first extra base hit, rather second extra base hit of the year, second double. And the Prospects back in business with another man on second.
I think Colin Lynham is irritated that you talked about his brother hitting 70 points higher, because he crushes that one to left field. No doubt of that. That would have been out in a lot of ballparks here in this Independence League, but not here at Duncan Field. It's an extra base hit, and Dalton Juden still trying to get out of this with no damage done.
We can say that. Lynham still has 2 more extra base hits than his brother, so he's got that leg up on him. Here's Cole Kitchens. Couple singles already and an RBI for the Prospect third baseman. Count is 0-1. Runner at second base. Juden with a couple looks, delivers home. Off speed, that is punched out to right center field. Coming on is Frank. He slides and he can't make the play. Here comes Lyman to score as Kitchen throws on the brakes at first base. A third hit for Kitchens, his second RBI of the game. Prospects add another. They now lead 4-0.
Not very good luck for this Sodbuster squad. A bloop of bloop hits, and Frank, an excellent effort, but just couldn't quite get there. And it is 4-0, 2 outs in the inning, and then double and single to get the Prospects a run.
So now a runner on first. Juden continues to work out of the stretch. First pitch called strike to Nate Cunningham. Prospects already through the 3rd time through the order in the 4th inning. A theme we've seen all too often for the opponents at Duncan Field this year. 0-1, swing and a miss. Fastball in the inner half, and Cunningham swings over. Cunningham still looking to get in on the hit party. Prospects with 9 hits as a team. Cunningham still yet to get one. Fisted up the middle, Cabranes ranging over. He gloves it, double clutch, and that's going to cost him as the ball is dropped anyway by Rich at first. And perfectly placed ball up the middle. Have to figure that'll be an infield single as the Sodbusters now giving up 3 hits in the inning, make that 4 hits in the inning. And 10 hits already for the Prospects here. We haven't played 4.
And Juden still a chance to basically minimize the damage. Remember, he had that leadoff single, and when he picked the guy off second, that could have been even a bigger inning for this squad.
Just 1 run so far for the Prospects. They have Kitchens at second, Cunningham at first on the infield single. Here's Jackson Trout. Just foul down the left field line. Not too far away from scoring another, maybe 2 runs. But Trout will try again. His count goes to 1-1. Trout blamed third base today. Rather, first base. 3 on the scorecard means first, not third. Fun fact. Pitch is down low. 2-1. Well, Juden laboring here. Now at 80 pitches in just 3 2/3 innings. Sodbuster bullpen begins to stir. Pitch is inside, off speed, does not come around. Like we said, Juden just trying to limit the damage. 10 hits, yet only 4 runs. Trying to keep the opportunity for the Sodbuster offense to answer. 3-1. Crack to left field, another base hit. Kitchens rounds third. He's going to go through the stop sign. The relay to the plate is in time. A great play, a great throw from Oliver over. Chavez, the cutoff man, feeds Wortman at the plate. And the head coach does not like the call, saying maybe that Wortman blocked the plate. He was definitely out. And he has some words for Jason Seitz, the home plate umpire. Perfect relay from the Sodbusters to cut down Kitchens at the plate. Juden is through 4 innings, just allowing the 1 run. Sodbusters down by 4. They're coming to bat here in the 4th.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now. There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Welcome back to Duncan Field here in Hastings, Nebraska. Sodbusters down 4-0. Great play by, well, pretty much everybody on the left side for the Sodbusters to get out of the 4th inning. Nolan Oliver throwing a strike to Chavez, feeding Wortman. Great relay gets the Prospects at home and prevents a 5th run, and Sodbusters limiting the damage to just 1 run on 5 hits that inning. First pitch swinging is Zach Vital to the shortstop. Over to first is in time. 1 pitch, 1 out, and P.J. Laux back on the mound for the Prospects. Had a quick first inning and already just needing 1 pitch to record 1 out here in the 4th, and before even the Sodbusters can get off the field, he's in that set position ready to go. First pitch to Ty Matson is outside. Matson playing center field, struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Second pitch on the outside edge for strike 1. So next pitch, crushed to left field. Going back is Lynham, and that pitch is over his head, and 1 hops off the wall. Matson into second, and a rope of a double there, as that ball had no chance to be caught. Matson with a double, and that is his first extra base hit of the year, and boy, was that ball hit.
Big brother Trevor probably proud of that. That had Trevor kind of power right there, as Ty showing his opportunity to put the ball to the wall on 1 hop here at Duncan Field. Don't see it often, and now they really need to take advantage of this leadoff double.
At some ballparks, that is more than gone, but that 1 hops off the wall, but Sodbusters will take it. They have Matson on at second base with 1 out, and here's Mark Chavez. Chavez on the year 0 for 4, still looking for his first hit. Has reached once on a hit by pitch with 3 strikeouts. So an unfamiliar theme for P.J. Laux, working out of the stretch. Has been in the windup most of the time. Still seems comfortable this inning. That off speed does not get the call inside. The count in Chavez's favor, 2-1. Matson at second. There's a pitch, wave and a miss on that off speed, and Chavez was fooled and can't make connection. Chavez from the West Coast, Oxnard, California. Went to Chico State and finds himself here playing ball in Hastings. To left field and foul. About 10 feet to the left of the foul line, and just ahead of that breaking ball was Chavez, and he'll get another swing. Prospects lead 4-0, 10 hits for them, 3 hits for the Sodbusters, 3 errors also for the Sodbusters. 2-2 to the right side and through for a base hit. Here comes Matson, and he'll put on the brakes at the last second. Late stop sign from Skipper at third as Chavez records his first hit of the year to the right side. And we've seen it a lot from the Prospects. Now the Sodbusters finally taking advantage of that wide open second base hole.
So I was going to say, that is a good Duncan Field hit, just what the Prospects have done today, and now critical that the Sodbusters take advantage with 2 on and just 1 out.
Here's Rusty Wortman, the left-handed hitting catcher. Called strike on the outside edge. So 1 out, runners on the corners. It's Matson at third, Chavez at first. Pitch is swung on and missed, elevated fastball, and Wortman comes up empty. If Wortman can reach, Oliver and Jones wait on deck and in the hole. That pitch is fouled back. Wortman just tardy on those past 2 pitches. He'll face a 4th pitch from P.J. Laux. Here it is, and that is out of play again. Laux just over 50, officially at 52 pitches through 3 1/3 innings, just allowing the 4 hits, but in a bit of a jam here. 0-2 doesn't get there. Count goes to 1-2, and seen some command issues from Laux. There was a point in last inning where he threw 8 straight balls, but was able to get out of the inning unscathed. To right field, coming over is Spongberg. He makes the play, tagging is Matson, and he will score on the RBI sac fly from Rusty Wortman. And the Sodbusters have their first run. The deficit is now 3, and now 1 on with 2 outs.
Great opportunity there. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. Find a way to get the guy home, and Rusty Wortman going to get a lot of high fives in that dugout there for prompting a fly ball deep enough to score Matson from third base.
So Wortman knocks in his first run of the year. Now here's Nolan Oliver. Takes a fastball at the top of the zone for a strike. Oliver grounded into 6-4-3 twin killer in the third. He bats with 1 on. Ground ball to third. On 1 hop, Kitchens over to first, makes the play in time. Sodbusters get a hit, they get a run. They are on the board against the Prospects. They still trail 4-1. We'll have the top of the 5th coming up. You're watching Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
4-1 Prospects over the Sodbusters in the top of the 5th. A new pitcher for the Sodbuster. Here is Tanner Johnson.
Tanner Johnson, he's thrown 2 innings this year. He has a 0-0 record, is not allowed a run. No runs on 1 hit so far. He pitched on Tuesday and also pitched an inning against Spearfish yesterday, allowing no runs on 1 hit. And we are in the 5th inning. It's 4-1. The Prospects on top of the Sodbusters, and Scott Galusha, under general manager, has stopped by for his game day visit, and kind of tough start for this Hastings squad, but still a part of the ball game as we hit the middle innings.
Yeah, you know, we're having some much better at bats today, even though it hasn't. We got 1 scratched across, but we've had some better at bats, and you know, just making, you know, they're a little bit tight. We're just making silly mistakes. And, it takes a little while for these guys to get used to playing to one another, but still, these are plays that we expect them to make, and they will. Really happy with the quality of kids we have, and really happy with the roster. Just have found ways to lose instead of found ways to win, but it's early.
Caden Young, Tucker Bradley, Cade Lynham will be up there for the Prospects against the right-hander, Tanner Johnson. He is in relief of Dalton Juden, and first pitch is missing for ball one. It felt like Dalton deserved better than to be down 4-1 at this point, but that's the way it goes.
He did. They got a lot of hits off him, but he did pretty good damage control. And again, the same thing. We've played 4 games, and we just, for some reason, are making mistakes at inopportune times, and it's costing us. And we're still part of the ball game and having better at bats, but we just got to be better.
1-0 pitch is on the way, and this one is skied a mile high in the air to center field. This should be playable for Ty Matson. Matson makes the play. And Ty getting a double off the wall here at Duncan Field. Kind of neat to see him get his first extra base hit as a side buster.
Exactly. That ball was well hit and carried pretty well here, but for the most part, we're still hitting too many fly balls. And you just, I've told him since the day I talked to him on the phone in January, this is where fly balls go to die. And yet we still think we can lift the ball a little bit, but they'll get it figured out. And like I said, we've had some better at bats today.
1 out, nobody on, 4-1 the score. The Prospects on top of the Sod Busters. We're in the 5th inning. Tucker Bradley takes ball 1. He has reached on a fielder's choice and walked his first 2 times at the plate as Tanner Johnson brings home the 1-0 delivery. That's high for ball 2. Tanner Johnson, good to see him get an opportunity. He's pitched a couple innings. A Kearney guy. It's not allowed to run yet this year.
Nope, he's good. Got big upside. He's one of those Iowa Western guys we have who can really throw it. And so we're expecting big things from him. Luke Wenzel did a nice job yesterday. Probably deserved a little bit better than he got to yesterday in Spearfish. And then Braden Anderson is got a chance to be really, really good. So those 3 guys from Iowa Western we're really proud of, and we think they're going to do good things. We just got to help a little bit behind them.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count on Bradley. 1 out, nobody on. It's 4-1. Prospects on top of the Sod Busters here in the 5th as this pitch is swung on and missed. It's in the turf. Throw down to first. Try to complete the strikeout and out on a bang play. What an effort there. Rusty Wortman couldn't find it for a moment and gunned it down, and a nice dig there for Corbin Rich to complete the strikeout.
I thought he was safe.
Oh, yeah, by a long ways. But that's what
I did too.
But
I'll take it, and we'll take it, but I thought he was safe. Tyler.
But there was no complaint from the prospect head or the assistant coach there.
Trevor was still mad about the last play that his kid ran through the stop sign, and then we probably tagged him late, and they called him out. So that's how it goes sometimes. And when your kid strikes out, you kind of have a hard time feeling bad for him. Getting on base like that, so that's why coaches don't complain about that one too often, because they kind of deserved it, right?
Yep. Cade Lynham at the plate now. Cade, he grounded out and struck out Cade Lynham, the twin brother of Colin Lynham, and he has taken 3 balls, 3-0 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. It's 4-1 as a nice opportunity to play some home games here on Memorial Day, and then after going to Fremont, home against Fremont tomorrow, then Fremont Wednesday before returning home for the weekend.
Yep, so 4 games in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Spuds are in this weekend, and we're excited to see them. I mean, that's same name, different team, so we're excited to bring them in.
Do they grow potatoes in Casper? I did not know.
I don't know.
Is that a good moniker for Casper?
Well, I know the Idaho Spuds. That's who they were before.
Yep.
And so they didn't want to change that, which is fine.
Yep. And it's a cool mascot.
It is. They like it. They've got a lot of good gear for that, so they didn't want to change that, and I understand that.
Danny Sponberg at the plate now. He's got some speed, batting in that number 9 spot, the right fielder, and he singled his last time up, but then got picked off second base. That was one of the key plays last inning as the Soundbusters minimized the damage, held them to only 1.
And we did that right, and then almost tried to mess it up, which is, of course, the way kind of the theme right now. We did that right, and our pitcher threw the ball a little bit early and a little bit wildly, and we're able to recover and make it a little more difficult than it should have been, but we got it done.
4-1 the score. Runner at first, 2 outs, top of the 5th, and Scott Galusha, owner GM, with us here today. And once again, to set the schedule, Fremont in town tomorrow, then Hastings goes to Fremont tomorrow on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Casper Spuds come to town.
Yep, that's it. We're ready to go, and we're kind of getting a few games under our belt, we kind of get a little bit closer to understanding what we got, what that rotation looks like, kind of what the rotation of the fielders are going to play one way or the other. We got some staples that we know are going to be in there most of the time, and now we're just trying to continue to work on the rhythm and trying to get the guys knowing when their days off are coming.
And when you have a streak at the beginning of the year, one way or the other, it's a tough deal. If it's not going your way, every number is magnified. 1-2 pitch on the way with 2 outs, and that's in the dirt. So you're hitting a $1.79 and an ERA of 5.4, but there's only 4 games being played so far, so everything's got to be kept in perspective.
Yeah, again, it disappoints no one more than me when I have to look at the 0-4 record. But I also know that when you look closer into those games, we really weren't outplayed in any of the 4, well, just one of the 4. Our last game Thursday, we got off to a bad start and weren't able to get back in it. But really, we've been really competitive and just make one play in any one of those games, and those games are probably wins. So I know it's there. I'm happy with the roster. They're really athletic, and so all good things.
Infield single here off the bat of Spondruger, runs really well.
He does run well.
Grounded down the third base line. Chavez did a good job of short hopping it to keep it from going into left field for more. But now first and second, 2 outs now. The Prospects try to get one across here. They've done really good with 2 outs so far in this game.
They have, and they have, they have their whole lineup are Division I kids. I mean, they've got a bunch of big school names, and they do a nice job putting that roster together. And they're the only team in the league that charges kids to play, which is fine. They need to pay for their bus because they're not playing any home games. But we've had good luck against them, and they're good, but they're not world beaters. And if we do what we're supposed to do, we're going to have a chance to win. And I think with Braden Anderson tonight, and we've got a couple guys that are going to be ready to go behind him. We've got good rest. We just got to continue to chip away and need to make a play when it matters most.
Low and in the dirt on that one. Good stop there for Rusty Wortman, one of the several catchers in uniform for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. You want a lot of catchers when you're going to play 50-some games in 70 days or so. And the Sodbusters certainly have a plethora of not only catchers, but catchers who can play middle infield, first base, and DH.
I think there's 6 of them out there that have caught before. And we like that. Attaway, good job.
Strikeout of Easton Swafford to end the inning. So after all of that, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left. As this Prospects squad already has 12 hits and they've stranded 9, but yet it's only 4-1. And the Sodbusters chipped in 3 errors. You look at 4, 11, and 3, or 11 hits and 3 errors. What could the score be after 4.5?
Well, again, we've done a nice job at minimizing, and that's one thing that we talked about a little bit because. In those first 4 games, we've had 2 innings especially that have just got away from us. And we let that first mistake cause mistake 2 and 3. And we've done a better job at minimizing this time around. So, again, just got to keep having good at-bats and keeping some pressure on them, and we'll be just fine.
Talking with Sky Galusha, under general manager of the Hastings Sodbusters. Bottom of the 5th coming up for Hastings. They'll have 9-1-2 against P.J. Laux. Man, I thought Laux was going to throw about 70 pitches in a complete game the way he started, but did show a little bit of a wiggle there in the 3rd as he walked a couple, and they had a double play. Otherwise, the Sodbusters could have scored a run there, and then finally able to break through. Fundamental baseball, double, single, sacrifice fly to get a runner home from 3rd, 2 outs. Had to love that there in that 4th inning.
That's more like what we want, and again, that ball was hit hard, but it was hit right at the shortstop for double play, and those are just momentum killers, and we've just been on the wrong end of those this time. So, hey, I know I got grandsons listening, so I know Jake and Amanda and Jared are watching in Virginia, so hi, Jake. Hi, guys. Hopefully everything's well. It was nice having you in town a couple weeks ago, and I hope everything's going good on your end, so hi to you guys. And Kenny and Cassandra and my guy Cal were here yesterday. Matter of fact, they left this morning, and I think they're watching. And it's just fun to be in that stage of my life with a grandson who, both of them, I can't have enough balls in play at my house, which is a great thing to have.
Grant Jones at the plate now, leading things off, the Seminole State Raider, younger brother of Nick. Now, generally an infielder. I saw him out in the outfield one game this year. Is he one of those guys does he play a little outfield in college too?
Yep, he's a second base left fielder. When you got his bat, although that was a little rollover job, he's you got to get his bat in the lineup somewhere. So he's learned how to play left field too, and so that's he'll kind of rotate for us a little bit in that second base left field role.
He grounded out. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Back to the top of the order for Gage Frank. He walked his last time up. He's also flown out to center. It's 4-1. The Prospects on top of the Sodbusters, bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss. P.J. Laux, pretty solid guy out of Creighton Prep High School, went to Hutchinson Community College, and now he's playing down at Rockhurst University.
Yep, there we go.
Line drive, left field, base hit. There's a solid shot from Gage Frank, and it's kind of what the Prospects have been doing to the Sodbusters throughout the day, just putting the ball in play, getting those singles. This is definitely a singles park, and now Sodbusters with 1 on and 1 out, and Marcos Cabranes tries to bring them on.
Yeah, don't try to do too much there. Just find a barrel a little bit, and he didn't hit that real well. Matter of fact, he's probably hit 10 balls that hard, but he hit it in the right spot, and that's what you got to do. You got to keep the pressure on the defensive team and got to string stuff together.
Pitch is swung on in the dirt, throw down to second base, and out at second. Gage Frank caught stealing on a bang play. Nate Cunningham was able to provide the tag, and it's a caught stealing right there. I almost wondered if Cabranes was going to get called for an interference. He swung and kind of stepped over home plate.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the call, though. I think they just called the runner out at second.
You know, I think he was going to call it. But then he didn't have to.
Yep.
And it surely wasn't intentional, but his follow-through surely did take him over the plate and caused the catcher to double clutch, and that's why I didn't even see the play at second, because I just assumed he was going to make it when he had a double clutch. So not sure what happened there or why, but unfortunately that erases a good start to the inning.
And Cabranes then swings and fouls it away, as there are 2 outs in the inning now. So a ground out, a single, a caught stealing, 2 outs, nobody on, and the pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marcos Cabranes, who has been awfully fun to watch at the shortstop position for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. Sodbuster fans haven't seen him catch yet, but they think he's just a middle infielder.
No, he's not. Just matter of fact, he's our best catcher. He'll play catcher tomorrow night. You know, Fremont has a tendency, they ran on us quite a bit, and they're not running on our catchers either. They're running on our pitchers, so we've got to be a little bit better to the plate. We've talked about that the last few days, but Marcos will be back there tomorrow, and so I would guess early in the game he'll throw somebody out, because I think they'll just go on first move again, and Marcos does a nice job back there, and it's crazy. As for as good an infield as he is, he's a better catcher.
And this one sails inside and gets a piece of Cabranes, who is not too pleased at that, as he hurls the bat away, and he's now at first base with 2 outs. Sodbusters trail at 4-1.
Yeah, that missed the elbow guard. That's why that was a little bit more painful than maybe it could have been. But you know, have you talked to Marcos yet?
Not yet. He's going to be one that we definitely want to get to.
Oh yeah,
yep.
he's a mighty mite. He's not very big. You can tell he's not very big, but when you stand by him, you'll notice he's just not very big. But man, he packs a punch, and just an exceptional defensive player wherever you put him.
And here is Corbin Rich now taking ball 1 ball and no strikes for the Sodbuster first baseman. Check swing foul, 1-1. He's 0 for 2, a ground out and a foul out for Corbin Rich. Rich out of Northeast Community College, another Kearney guy. Good to see a lot of the Bearcats in uniform for the Sodbusters here this summer.
Yeah, we've got 5 guys, I think, from that region this time. It just happened to work out that way. Corbin's looking for another school right now. He just wants to mix it up again. He's going to try to play JUCO again. Doesn't want to play against the same guys, so he's looking in Kansas. We're looking at Cloud County. We've got some guys there. Barton County, Johnson County, a couple of those places, and Kansas City Community College. So we're helping him try to find a place to play too. He's got a lot of upside in that great big old frame.
2-1 pitch is missing inside. 3 balls and a strike. P.J. Laux close on that one. And Sodbusters trying to get a 2-out rally mounted here. They loaded the bases in the 3rd but could not score. Got their lone run in the 4th, and the pitch is off the inside corner. Same spot. Laux didn't think so, and now first and second is going to be a visit to the mound here, as we'll see Trevor Varley come out, and we could see a pitching change. There's been somebody warming up behind the playground area down the first base line, but we've not been able to pick out the number.
You know, we're working on some cameras. We might be able to figure out. I got a guy to my right who might help us out, if we can find us a camera that can catch the bullpen every once in a while for you, that might be helpful. Just so happens the guy to my right would be the guy to answer that, and I know he can hear me. So
we'll see how it goes.
It would be nice to know if you could kind of tell who's throwing down there. And again, it's just such a big park with a lot of stuff in the way, so sometimes that's a problem. But
Mason Hendricks, our tech guy, Connor Christian running the camera here today as the conversation on the mound continues. We've not yet seen an official call to the bullpen, as it's a long conversation going on between P.J. Laux and the head coach Trevor Varley.
Now, I think Connor is 18. Is that right, Connor? 19. Okay, well, no matter how old he is, I think he's been in baseball for 20 years. He's been part of the Grand Island baseball program, I feel like, since, I don't know, since maybe before he was born, but he's been a part of our program for a long time, and now has the opportunity to do that with the University of Nebraska. And what a neat opportunity for him. Mason's about as smart a kid as I thought he was a college kid. He's just a senior in high school.
Yep.
You might want to get his autograph at some point too, because he's pretty talented with the tech business, and he's gonna do big things in his life too. I don't know about Ryan. He's just a graduate and another announcer. I'm not sure if he's any good or not, but I like the guy.
Here's an opportunity. Almost extra bases off the bat of Zach Vital. Vital blooped one down the right field line. If it's fair, Sodbusters may still be running as it stands. No balls and a strike. It's a big chance here for Hastings, as they will have an opportunity here to try to find a way to claw back from a 4-1 deficit.
We need one of those to go our way.
Yep.
I don't know if you got a chance to see, but boy, I tell you what, Corbin Rich was running pretty well for a big guy.
Yep.
He was moving.
First and second, 2-man out after a single and a caught stealing, as the pitch is missing for ball one. A hit batsman and a walk have given the Sodbusters new life here in the inning. 1-1, that after a ground out to begin the frame. There is action behind the right-hander, P.J. Laux. 1-1 delivery, and this one is hit to the left side. That is through the hole.
Go.
Here's Cabranes around third. He's going to try to score. The throw is going to be cut off, and the Sodbusters come up with a 2-out rally. A 2-out single from Zach Vital, who may have been the most consistent hitter the Sodbusters have had so far this year.
Yeah, he's been really solid.
And it's first and second, and the Sodbusters are still in business, trailing it 4-2 now.
I'm glad I don't have to be biased and I can just cheer us on.
And here's Ty Matson, who doubled off the left field wall the last time up. Just single here. Keep the line moving. Here's a line drive, center field, and going back to make the play. That is going to be Cade Lynham. So the Sodbusters chipping away, still in it after 5 innings.
We're hanging in there, right?
Scott, appreciate you coming up.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Ryan. Connor and Mason. Thanks, all you guys.
As Scott Galusha, owner general manager, joining us, we'll have the 6th inning. When we come back, it is Hastings trailing it by a score 4-2, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
We head to inning number 6 as the Nebraska Prospects taking an early 4-0 lead. Sodbusters have cut it in half, 4-2 as we head to the 6th inning. And once again, let's take it to Ryan Valenta.
Great job by the Sodbusters in the 5th inning to get that 1 run, and like we just said, just keep chipping away. That's all we've been wanting to do. It's tough coming back from any 4-run deficit, now just a 2-run deficit, and especially when your pitching staff giving up 11 hits. But like we said, limiting the damage has been the name of the game so far. And Tanner Johnson back out to the second inning of work. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that is lined to left field for Colin Lyman. And he is on board, believe it or not, with his 4th. That is right, 4th hit of the game in the 6th inning. Lyman just seeing that ball like a watermelon right now, and he is on for the 4th time.
Colin Lynham came in with a .231 batting average. He had 3 hits for the season, has more than doubled that today.
So here's Cole Kitchens, takes a strike. Kitchens last time up singled in a run and was thrown out to end the 4th inning. So he waits an 0-1 pitch, ground ball to the left side, foul.
That foul ball is brought to you by Nebraska Cold beer is what we do.
The Lyman on first, and Johnson back to work. He's ahead 0-2. Pitch misses. Johnson came on in the 5th, allowed a couple of hits and a walk, but struck out 2 en route to a scoreless inning. Sodbusters trying to hang consecutive zeros. Back to Johnson. He'll throw to second, and the throw is offline. And backing up the play, thankfully, is Jones. That ball doesn't get too far away, but yeah, Johnson there just wide throw, couldn't get it on the mark, and that'll be an error on the pitcher and puts Prospects on 2 on with nobody out.
Yeah, it was really a tailor-made double play ball. He couldn't field it cleanly and then kind of panicked a little bit, and that throw never had a chance at second.
Johnson in a bit of a jam now. That pitch is way high.
Think he was irritated? That's what you call overthrow after that previous throw.
Overthrowing, got that out of the system, and time to reset and get back on the horse. Prospects threatening again. Showing bunt and pulling back is Nate Cunningham. Prospects through the 4th time through their order here at Duncan Field. And 3 straight misses by Johnson. He's behind 3-0 as Cunningham's trying to give them a free out. Johnson cannot find the zone. Lyman at second, Kitchens at first. Johnson's 3-0 is nowhere close, and that is a 4-pitch walk to load the bases with nobody out. And here comes Joel Skipper. Johnson kind of lost command here, and as we talked about, trying to limit the damage, and Johnson lost his way right there. Encouraging in the 5th. Prospects held to no runs on a couple of walk and a hit, a couple of strikeouts. So got some action in the bullpen. Right hand still throwing. And that is our guy. That's Tex Cook down there. He's still throwing, not making a move to the bullpen yet. So strategy move for Skipper right now. But if you're at all trying to keep in this game, you've got to do it here. Something soft to an infielder, get the out at home, and runs have been at a premium at Duncan Field for the Sodbusters so far. Trying to take every advantage here, and Jackson Trout stands in the way. Trout, a couple strikeouts, and a walk. The beer batter of the game has gotten fans what they've wanted twice. Pitch is roped foul.
That's 1. Come on,
Still nobody out in the inning. Tanner Johnson now working from the stretch at 30 pitches in his inning plus a relief. 0-1 to Trout is inside for ball 2. Almost looked like he was taking all the way there. His tall statuesque frame did not flinch. 1-1. Curveball misses outside, and Trout's ahead in the count, 2-1. Trout, one of 4 prospects coming into this game with already 5 hits in the Prospects' 3 games this summer. Johnson ready with his 2-1. Not close, and count goes to 3-1, and no place to put Trout. see what happens here. Johnson in the hole, needs to throw a strike. And hit to center field. Matson on his horse racing back, and he camps under and makes the play. Both runners tag at second and third. The throw goes to third, and the ball gets away from Chavez, but backing it up is the pitcher. So a sacrifice fly for Jackson Trout scores Colin Lyman from third base. So the Prospects add their 5th run. And Ballpark obviously holding that one again. Matson able to make the catch, but all 3 runners tag up in advance. They appeal to third and trying to perhaps getting Kitchens leaving early, but they have a good tag there. So now runners at second and third with just 1 out. And Caden Young comes to the plate after the sacrifice fly from Trout. So Johnson's still out there, pitching from the windup again. First pitch is just outside for ball 1.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about that play that they tried to throw to third, and I understand the philosophy, but if you come to second, you keep the runner at first and still keep the double play in line. It was really going to be tough to get the guy at third, but as it stands now, 2 in scoring position and only 1 out.
1-0 is up high. Good point, Steve. Yeah, you want to throw to second there. There's Matson very, very deep in center and just realistically not going to throw anybody out at third and keep that double play in order. But now first base open. And the count has gone quickly to 3-0. So don't want to say no harm in putting Young on, but there is a base open. And perhaps getting Cook ready for Tucker Bradley on deck. 3-0 from Johnson, misses in the dirt, and a good stop by Wortman to keep it in front. And here comes Skipper to come get his reliever. So Johnson, a little bit of an unraveling inning. Started it off with a single, threw away a potential double play, a walk, sacrifice fly, and another walk. And that will be the end of the line for Johnson. As we see our guy Tex Cook coming in from the bullpen. He's set to make his 3rd appearance. We will have the line on him right after this on Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Spady.com.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Top of the 6th inning from Duncan Field. Hastings trails the Nebraska Prospects 5-2. One already home in the inning, and we bring on Tex Cook for his 3rd appearance in a Sodbuster uniform. One appearance definitely different from the other. First inning, not good. Tex Cook pitching on opening day against Fremont, an inning pitched. Ended up taking the loss after walking 5, allowing 3 runs on 3 bases loaded walks, only a hit and a strikeout. But a lot different story the next day against, actually it was rather Thursday against Fremont. Came on in relief Fred Juden and pitched 5 wonderful innings. Did allow a run, but only 1 walk and 6 punch-outs. A lot of very encouraging second appearance for Cook, and he comes in on a sticky situation, bases full of prospects and only 1 out. And Prospects send up Tucker Bradley to the plate. Try and bust this thing open. Bradley hitless today. 0 for 2 with a walk. Ground ball, and this is going to be trouble. Cabranes charging, runs over to first, and Corbin Rich can't dig it out at first. And the runner is safe, and a run scores as Kitchens crosses the plate, and everybody else moves station to station. Going to be a tough play for Cabranes anyways, but throws on a short hop, and said Rich not able to dig it out at first.
They do give him a tough error there. Like I say, it was a difficult play, but he got there in time and made a low throw. So the 5th error of the game, the 2nd of the inning, and the Prospects really trying to bust it open here.
So Cook, that run will be charged to Johnson. As Johnson still has 2 more runners to worry about at 2nd and 3rd. So 2 runs home now, still just 1 out, bases still full. 5th error for the Sodbuster defense today. Cade Lynham, center fielder, batting. Prospects with 12 hits, Lynham with none of them. As great block there by Wortman as that pitch is in the dirt.
But the Lynham family has 4, so it's only fair, that maybe they only have a certain number they can get each,
So the Lynham brothers combined, yes, 4 for 6 with a walk. That's a better way to put it. 3-1 is ball 4, and Cook walks his 7th batter of the year, and that is another bases-loaded walk. And another run comes home. And score now goes 7-2 as Sodbuster's in trouble of letting this one slip away.
Yeah, minimizing the damage was a kind of a key through the first 5. They have not done it this inning, and now the 9-hitter up there.
Spongberg at the plate, smothered by Wortman.
Danny, I think something happened to the bottom half of your pants.
I hope you heard that, because Brian has a point there.
Brian Frew made the reference to Danny Spongberg. He's got he's a fast guy, and he's got like track shorts on.
Now that you say it, I've never seen a ball player wear pants above their knees.
Yep.
A lot of them will go way up to the knees. That pitch gets away, and that's going to score another run. And on top of the dugout, so that pitch goes out of play, but runners will stay put there on the wild pitch. An 8th run scores, now 4 in the inning for the Prospects, and that's what we get for dogging on the opposing team there.
And I'm not dogging. Like I say, I just an interesting look. Like you said, I've never seen it's like a wide receiver, though. That's the kind of an NFL wide receiver with the pants above the knees. And he can fly. He can flat fly to the number 9 spot.
As we've seen so far, playing the right field spot today. Got to be fast to play the outfield in Duncan. The dimensions will hold most balls in, but it's got to have the speed to get there. Spongberg to 3rd. Diving stop by Chavez. He gets up and throws to 1st and got him by a 1/4 step. Spongberg scores, but he will get an RBI as Tucker Bradley comes across to score. RBI ground out for Spongberg. Drives in his first run. He's now 2 for 4 and make that 5 runs for the Prospects.
The first 4 charged to Tanner Johnson, and Tex Cook comes in and gives up an unearned run. His first ball put in play against him was an error, so 2 errors in the inning. It has been really ugly, and this one is 9-2 the score. The Prospects with the lead.
And Cook's first pitch to Easton Swafford is bounced in there for ball 1. Oh. Cook not looking quite as sharp as his last Thursday outing. That ball is smoked to right center field, and that's going to get over the head of everyone, and it will hop in front of the scoreboard. An RBI double for Easton Swafford, and he's on his way to 3rd, rather, and he slides in head first safely as Lynham comes around to score. And yet another run for the Prospects. They are now at double digits. They lead 10-2.
As Easton Swafford gets the triple there, he has scored 3 times and now knocked in his first run of the day, and the 10th man to come to the plate for the Prospects here in what has been a tough 6th inning for the Sodbusters.
Well, I gotta go over on my scorecard now. It's not the best thing, and especially not the best thing if you're doing it for the opposing team. So Colin Lyman, perfect day so far, 3 singles and a double. And unless Cabranes can throw him out here, he's going to have another. And he's safe at first base. 5 hits for Colin Lyman, and just on cue, spoke it into existence. Lyman reaches again, and he drives in another run, his 2nd run of the day. Lyman 5 for 5. Prospects with 7 in the inning, and they lead by 9.
Yep, really good job of hitting there. Nothing Marcos Cabranes could do about that one. Deep in the hole, and the Lynham runs well And now the Sodbusters just trying to find a way to get out number 3 here in the 6th.
Oh, here is Cole Kitchens. Yep. Fifth time through the lineup for the Prospects. 2 outs here. That pitch is bounced to third. Chavez takes it on a high hop, collects and throws to first, and that is the inning. Eventful for the Sodbusters. They give up 7 runs. Prospects now with 14 hits as Hastings trails by 9. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Hastings needs some runs.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbusters down by 9 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, rather. A new pitcher for the Prospects. Going to be Zach Shughard, Millard native, went to Millard West and currently at Doane College. As we close the book on PJ Laux for the Prospects. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts, and finishes with just 77 pitches, but perhaps that long top of the 6th inning have something to do with that. We will see a new Prospect pitcher as Sodbusters will come up bringing Mark Chavez, Rusty Wortman, and Nolan Oliver, the first 3, to come to the plate for the Sodbusters.
Leading off number 19, Mark Chavez.
So Mark Chavez on the day, a ground out and a single to his ledger. Got his first hit in a Sodbuster uniform last inning. Takes ball 1 outside. Second pitch just misses the zone. Chavez responsible for the last out to put out the fire in the top of the 6th inning. His Prospects hang a crooked number, and that is in there for a strike. Zach Shughard, kind of a sidearm, across body delivery. Really working that inside part of the zone and not getting the calls. Close pitches, but not quite. And if you're Chavez, just need a rally here. Be all right with taking ball 4. He's swinging, and he fouls it off. Sodbusters just in the middle of their 3rd time through the order. And best Sodbuster chance was in the 4th inning and left the bases loaded. Stranded 3. Full count to Chavez. He swings and misses at an elevated fastball. And first batter that Shughard faces, he strikes out. 1 away here in the 6th.
That's bounce back for Shughard, who had fallen behind, able to get that first out. The last thing he wants to do is walk the first guy after his team had put up 7 runs in the top of the inning.
Here is Rusty Wortman, catcher hitting in the left-handed batter's box. Wortman on the day at the single and then drove in the first sodbuster run in the 4th. Pitch is fouled away.
Nebraska Realty continues to help buyers
If I'm hearing right, Sughart is really leaving it all out there after every pitch. With audibly. 1-1. Back to Sughart, and he grabs it on a high hop. Runs it over to first, and Wortman is retired. Quickly, 2 outs for the Sodbusters in the 6th.
He's another one of those tall Nebraska Prospects pitchers, and he needed every inch there to go high to get it. You mentioned he does that little grunt every time. He got the French Open tennis tournament going on. It's like a tennis player. Every time he brings it open, it's a little, What he needs to do is throw that change up, and you're way out in front of it because you think he's throwing it so hard.
Now 2 outs, first pitch swinging, and that is foul down the third base line. Nolan Oliver, a couple of ground outs to his name today.
Right here in Hastings. They'll find their way home right across the tracks from Duncan.
Oliver out in left field. Had a great outfield assist back earlier in the game. Cut down prospect run to keep the game manageable. But that has since been busted open by the Prospects. Prospects still 4 runs shy of their season high when they put 15 runs on Oahe earlier last week. That pitch clips him, and Nolan Oliver is on. He is plunked on the jersey. Easy base there. Don't get hit too hard, and you're on for a free pass. And Grant Jones, next batter.
And you mentioned that game with the Prospects. I wonder how long the 8th inning took. I'll tell you about that 8th inning as this batter ensues, or maybe next inning.
First pitch called strike to Jones. What do you got, Steve?
15-12 was the final in that game, but the Prospects scored 8 in the top of the 8th, and Oahe scored 7 in the bottom of the 8th.
I'm going to guess close to an hour.
Yeah.
That's in an hour. Slash to left field, and that gets down in front of the left fielder, and Jones is aboard with his first hit of the game. And that puts runners on first and second for the Sodbusters with 2 outs.
So back to the top of the order. That's the unfortunate thing for Hastings. It feels like every time they've mounted a rally, there's been 2 outs, and they just haven't been able to continue the line after that. They do have 2 runs on the board, but trying to continue it here with the top of the order coming up.
Now we turn over the top of the lineup to Gage Frank. Singled and was caught stealing his last appearance in the 5th. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Frank playing in his 5th game for the Sodbusters. Led off all 5 times now. High and tight for ball 1. Fly out in the first, walk in the second, was left stranded. And the aforementioned single in the 5th. So Sughart ready. Pitching from the stretch, the 1-1. Inside, and by that jersey again of Frank. That's where he's been consistent at, missing inside or just hitting that inside corner. Sughart ready, Frank ready, 2-1. Grounded to the left side and through for a base hit. And coming around it and scoring the run is Nolan Oliver. Aggressive send there by Skipper, but the Prospects concede the run as Oliver scores. And Gage Frank has an RBI, his 2nd hit of the game. And for Frank, that is RBI number 4 on the year.
Good to see Gage keep it rolling here. So you had your 8 and 9 hitters hit by pitch, single. Then Gage Frank turns the order over, knocks home a run, and now you hope Marcos Cabranes can keep that line rolling as the Sodbusters have a long way to go, but they get 1 back here in the 6th.
Cabranes hit on that little elbow guard his last time up. Takes a high strike for strike 1. It won't get much higher from that for 5'7" Cabranes. Puerto Rico native from Arkansas Tech, alongside catcher Nick Jones, who has the day off. Off speed, bounces in there, good stop by Bradley. keep the runners at first and second. Hastings now with 3 runs on 8 hits. Prospects with 11 runs on 14 hits. Cabranes waits the 1-1 and fouled off to the right side. Outfield playing shallow. Center field, Lynham really far in. As Spongberg in right and Lynham in left, playing it more straight up. Cabranes down 1-2 and lifted to center field, and Lynham had him played perfectly. Fly ball ends the inning, but not before the Sodbusters get a run back. They trail 11-3. We've played 6th, 7th inning coming up on Sodbuster Baseball.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Top of the 7th inning, Sodbusters need to stop here. After allowing 7 runs last inning in the top of the 6th, they find themselves in an 8-run hole. Tex Cook back on the mound for the Sodbusters. Inherited the bases loaded back in the 7th. And he allowed all 3 to score, plus 3 more of his own. Runs all unearned for Cook, and Johnson responsible for the other 4. The final line on Tanner Johnson, inning in the 3rd, 2 hits, 4 runs all earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So here is Nate Cunningham up for the 5th time. Takes ball 2.
And I apologize because I think I mentioned during my portion of the broadcast that Johnson hadn't allowed a run this year. And, well, now he has. Kiss of death.
I'm gonna say we've been on the short end of these kiss of deaths, if you will, Steve. It's called speaking it into existence. Fly ball down the right field line will get out of play. Cunningham in his first 4 appearances had a single, a walk, and 2 outs. 1 for 4 on the day for Cunningham. And same pitch out of play.
Your 3-owned service and parts work with Hastings Ford Lincoln and experience the new way to buy.
So now looking at the Prospects lineup of the 15 hits, just the 8, 7, and 8 hitters with yet to record a hit. Tex Cook with the strikeout. Took something off there, and Cunningham goes after it, and Cook records the strikeouts. His first of the afternoon.
All right, here's Nebraska laying beer batter number 20, Jackson Trout.
Jackson Trout, he's kind of struggled. They picked the right guy to be the beer batter. He did have a sacrifice fly his last time up at a couple of Ks. We'll see if Tex Cook can find a way to retire him for the 2nd straight time after he had gone against Johnson and Juden earlier.
That pitch bounces up in there, and that caught a piece of Wortman on the catching arm. And saw in warm-ups too, Cook bounced a couple up there, and Wortman took the blow of that. 2-0, and punched into right field, coming on is Frank, and he'll play it on a hop for a base hit. Jackson Trout on with his 2nd hit of the evening, make that 16 hits for the Prospects. They have 1 on, 1 out here in the 7th.
Really good pitch for Tex Cook. Just fought it into right field, and a nice job of hitting for Trout, but certainly didn't get a great piece of it. And Tex, I think you throw that same pitch again, and you probably take that kind of contact. It just didn't go to a fielder.
Probably have to use two hands to count the number of opposite field hits for the Prospects alone in this game. They've been really using that right field advantage of those right field hitters. 0-1 up the middle for another base hit. And Caden Young is on as Trout moves to second. Back-to-back hits for the Prospects. They've got 2 on now with 1 out.
Came into the game batting .269. It'll be interesting to see what their team batting average is. This is just their 4th game of the year, and it looks like there's going to be a pinch runner over at first base, so they are going to lift and get an opportunity for new guys to get in. As I think it's one of the new men on the roster, Trey Mungeon, Millard South grad. He goes to Southwest Baptist, and he's in to run at first base. We'll see him for the first time today with the Prospects on top by a score of 11-3 here in inning number 7.
So Cook, after the strikeout, allows 2 consecutive singles. Not very hard hits, but perfectly placed for the Prospects. And doing what they've done best, hit those singles and keep the line moving. Cook, his first pitch is a strike. And this is a pinch hitter for the Prospects. Sid DeMayo. This is a UNO guy playing Division I baseball, now summer ball in Hastings. DeMayo seeing his first action for the Prospects. Omaha native, went to Mount Michael. And here he is at the plate with chance to knock a run in. Pitch is fouled off. Count improves to 1-2. So Mungeon running for Young. And DeMayo now at the plate, replacing Tucker Bradley. So we'll see some defensive changes for the Prospects here in the home half. Swing and a miss as DeMayo strikes out, as Cook records his second strikeout for out number 2.
Caden Casella's warming in the Hastings bullpen. He probably is the next step behind Tex Cook, so Casella could get an opportunity against these Prospects here today as they try to continue the inning up 11-3.
So regularly scheduled Cade Lynham at the plates, takes strike 1. Lynham now just one of 2 starters without a hit for the Prospects today. The other being Tucker Bradley, who was just pinch hit for, so he will end the day without a hit. As Cook misses for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Lynham has gotten on twice, though, and scored. There is ball 2. Cook ready, delivers high for ball 3. Cook now 38 pitches as he pitches for ball 4. And that'll load the bases, but with 2 outs. And we'll go to the bottom of the lineup for the 5th time in Danny Spongberg.
Mentioned Lynham, no hits, but he's walked 3 straight times. He's scored a run and driven in a run with the bases loaded walk, so he still had a pretty productive day in the 8th spot.
So Spongberg looking to get back in here. Pants still at the same level. Takes strike 1. Spongberg on the day, couple of singles and an RBI ground out. Takes strike 2. And Cook finds the zone twice in a row. He's ahead.
And you got 17 hits. You're going to have production up and down the lineup, and you love what your number 9 hitter brings you with Spongberg doing a lot of things well at the bottom of the order.
Pitch is inside, and Spongberg takes that. Maybe soon, maybe the next inning, but we will see. Prospects lineup turnover for the 6th time. Flied to right center field, and going over is Matson, and he makes the catch in right center field to strand the bases loaded.
Righty
So all of that produces no runs for the Prospects. Tex Cook able to hang a 0. They still lead 11-3. Hastings down to their last 9 outs. It's stretch time in Hastings. We'll be right back on Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
You're watching Sodbuster Baseball. Thanks for joining us on your Memorial Day Monday. Wish we could be talking to you under better circumstances as Sodbusters trail 11-3.
Leading up, number 27, Corbin Rich.
Corbin Rich comes to the plate as Tex Cook for the Sodbusters able to escape the 7th inning unscathed. Sodbusters need something going here. Rich takes strike 1. Sodbusters at the 3-hole, 4th time through the lineup. They will face same pitcher, Zach Shugard. Grounder to short and over to first in time as Rich is retired for the 3rd time. 1 up and 1 down.
And you thought it was going to be a tough matchup. I mean, the Prospects with a lot of dudes. I mean, they've got a lot of guys who play Division I ball and at high-level junior colleges. They generally pitch it really well. Just watching these guys last year. They have the high school Nebraska Prospects with several all-star teams. Some of those just dovetail nicely into this college all-star team.
I mean, just going on to the roster, or going onto their website, you've countless different prospect teams. It's tough to find the college guys, so it's a well-rounded program. As Scott mentioned, these guys they're prospects, so they are looking to play somewhere nice, preferably at the Division I level. So it's a good group of guys they come out with every year. So Zach Vital digging in. He's quickly up 3-0. And Shugard not able to find the zone right now. Vital with a single in the 5th inning. Preceded by a strikeout and a ground out. He's 1 for 3. And that pitch is right in there for a strike. So Vital will get another chance to swing the bat if he so pleases. 3-1 and ball 4 as Vital works the walk. And for Shugard, that's his first walk of the evening. And there's a 1-out base runner for the Sodbusters. Here's Ty Matson.
Prospects would like to get these last 8 outs in a hurry. They're going to be hitting the road and playing Casper next 3 games, so they've got a long road trip ahead of them tomorrow.
Pitch is swung on and missed by Ty Matson. Coming up on the 2-hour mark of game time. Still in the bottom of the 7th. Shugard ready. Vital at first, the pitch to Matson. High and tight for ball 1. 1-1 to Vital. Barring a double play, Chavez and Wortman do up next for the Sodbusters. High hopper, this is going to be trouble, and that is going to be an infield hit as Kitchens not able to get a clean handle on it. Not sure he would have been able to throw him out anyway, as Matson is on with his 2nd hit of the game. Sodbusters have a little something going here in the 7th.
Matson with the hardest hit of the day and perhaps the softest hit of the day as he bounces that one. That was a turf infield single, so 1st and 2nd. Sodbusters continue to battle here and have done some nice things to the plate. See if they can put a crooked number on the board here in the 7th.
Yeah, 9 hits now for the Sodbusters. only had 29 hits in 4 games coming in, and they already had a third of that total tonight. Mark Chavez swings and misses at strike 1. Off speed down and away. The walk and a single sets the stage right now, as Chavez will try to drive him home. 0-1 from Sughard. Fouled off to the right side for strike 2.
Nebraska Realty provides resources on new home developments, home builder information, builder galleries, floor plans.
And Sughard, a late addition to the lineup card that we saw, so we didn't even really know the spelling of it. And well, I'll try to see if you can figure out how to spell Sughard.
$20 to whoever can. If it is spelled how it is on Game Changer, and it is pronounced how the coach says it was. A 1-2 to Chavez. With 1 out. Pitch is high and tight for ball 2.
And this is according to Andy on Game Changer. Andy, our official statistician for the Hastings Sodbusters. But what he has down, SCHUCHARCH.
So we have a hard at the end, yet no D.
Yeah, but and so that's the unofficial spelling. The spelling as far as we know it.
We've got plenty of time for the season to get that straightened out, and it's going to be a while before we see the Prospects again. Not until July, I believe. So we'll have about a month and a half to get that straightened out.
And while the Prospects on a 7-game road trip get the 1 game here, they'll go to Casper and then return to Nebraska to play Fremont for 3.
Speaking of Fremont, that's who we will see tomorrow. Same place, same time. That pitch hits Chavez. Off speed, got away from Sughard, and nowhere to go as Chavez is plunked. And pitch, he is hit for the 2nd time this year. That'll load the bases with 1 out. And Rusty Wortman coming to the plate.
About a crooked number. Nice to see the Sodbusters, explode on somebody. May not make it all the way back, but at least put a seed of doubt in the mind of this Prospect squad, which leads at 11-3 in the 7th.
And at least get another arm up for the Prospects, too, and wear out their bullpen. Wortman swinging first pitch and fouls it off.
Wortman, one of the nice at-bats this game. He had a sacrifice fly to bring home a run back in the 4th inning when it was still very competitive.
Vital at 3rd, Matson at 2nd, Chavez at 1st. 1 out for Wortman. And fouls another off, same spot to the left side. It is 0-2. Wortman just playing in his 3rd game of the season. Got a couple games off and takes ball 1 outside. Good miss there on the chalk of the right-handed batter's box. And does not get an offer. Wortman singled. Was a race on a double play in the 3rd. An RBI sac fly in the 4th. And a ground out back to the pitcher last inning. That's ball 2 outside. So with the bases loaded and things looking up for the Sodbusters, Duncan Field faithful getting a little more into it. Not much to cheer about all night as Wortman chases one up and away for strike 3 as he is struck out. For Sughard, 2nd strikeout of the evening. And it'll be up to Nolan Oliver to get those runs home.
You want to score with a runner at 3rd, less than 2 outs. You saw Wortman come through the last time, but not this time. And we'll see if Oliver can pick his teammates up.
Sughard looking to get out of this without allowing a run, just like Cook did last inning. Prospects loaded the bases and could not score in the 7th. Sodbusters loaded the bases, now with 2 outs in the 7th. Oliver, the last hope, takes one right there for a strike. 1-1. Oliver hitless today. Hit by pitch and a couple of ground outs. Long look in from Sughard. He has his sign, delivers the 1-1. Foul down the right field line for strike 2.
That foul ball is brought to you by Graham Tire, your one-stop shop.
Wind still blowing slightly from right to left, where we've seen most fly balls go to dive. Seen opposite field hitting the Prospects and a couple balls over outfielders' heads, but nothing more. Pitch number 4 is up high for ball 2. Sodbusters have gotten a run back in each of the past 3 innings, but not this one. Deuce is wild for Oliver. Here's the pitch. Ball 3 down and away. This will be interesting with bases loaded and a full count and 2 outs. Runners will be off. And a gapper could prove effective for the Sodbusters. Lineman center playing in farther than his corner counterparts in left and right field. Full counts. Oliver takes a fastball on the outside edge for strike 3. He doesn't like the call, but he is rung up, and the Sodbusters will strand the bases loaded, and they leave 3 and do not score. Scoreless half inning for both sides. After 7 innings, 11-3, Nebraska holds the lead over Hastings. Final 2 innings coming up. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
It's the top of the 8th inning. New pitcher on for the Sodbusters, Caden Cusella, the high school senior from Grand Island.
It's good to see Caden get his opportunity. A second appearance for the Hastings Sodbusters. He did take the loss at Fremont last Wednesday, allowed a run and a hit. In the spring, he went 1-0 with a save with a 1.58 ERA. Had 6 appearances, 17 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 8 runs, 4 of those earned. He struck out 16 and walked 11. That was for Grand Island Senior High, which finished top 4 in the state in Class A. Lincoln East, the eventual state champion, and our own Ryan Valenta alma mater. So, right now, we see the Nebraska Prospects bat in the 8th, already leading it by a score of 11-3, as they have the top of the order coming up, and the pitch taken high and outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Easton Swafford. Swafford singled his first time up. He reached on an air, struck out a couple of times, tripled. He scored 3 times. He's knocked in 1, as this squad now making its 6th time through the order. 1 ball and 1 strike to count now on Easton Swafford. Swafford, one of the newcomers, just came in with his Arkansas mates from Crowder College. Crowder is located in Missouri, but the 3 Arkansas guys on this Nebraska Prospects team able to make their way and on this 7-game road trip. 1-2 pitch now from Cusella's inside, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Easton Swafford. Top half of the 8th inning, 6 outs with which to work for the Sodbusters. They trail 11-3, and Hastings back home tomorrow to face Fremont. Then it'll be a road trip to Fremont on Wednesday, then a 4-game series with the Casper Spuds beginning on Thursday before an extended break. Called strike 3. Swafford could not pull the trigger, and there's 1 out here in the 8th inning, and Colin Lynham will step to the plate. What a day for Colin Lynham. Single, single, double, single, and infield single. 5 for 5 on the day, and you don't get a chance to even bat 6 times. How about having an opportunity at a 6-hit game for Colin Lynham as he stands in the right-handed box and takes a little bit high for ball 1, 1 ball, and no strikes.
At one point, as a Sodbuster, you just say, "All right, let's walk this guy. Let's not get it. Let's not let him get to 6. It's not going to hurt anything to walk him here." So,
pitch taken low, except Caden Cusella didn't want to walk anybody. As the Sodbusters, that has been kind of an issue throughout the course of this season. Sodbusters have given up 6 walks today as the pitch is fouled away. They've also struck out 10, but the Prospects have gotten theirs. How about 17 hits on the day for the Nebraska Prospects? 2-1 the count. The pitch and inside. Lynham able to back away from that one. 3-1 on Colin Lynham. Says twin brother Cade is on the roster. Both those guys playing at Wayne State, the Wayne State Wildcats. 3-1 pitch on the way. Almost hit him. It's ball 4. So, well, he didn't get a hit, but he's on base for the 6th time today as he will take his base, and that will bring to the plate Cole Kitchens. Kitchens kind of pales in comparison. He had hits each of his first 3 at-bats and has reached on an air since and then grounded out, and now it looks like we're going to have a new batter. Pinch hitter coming up, and that is Braden Cannon. Cannon looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 11 on the season for the Nebraska Prospects. So Braden Cannon batting for Cole Kitchens with his Prospects squad in the 8th inning. 1 on, 1 out, 11-3. Nebraska with the lead on the verge of going to 4-0 on the year and sending Hastings to its 5th loss of the season. Here's the pitch. In there for strike. No balls and 1 strike on Braden Cannon. Just 3 games so far as the Prospects able to make the trip to South Dakota and play the Oahe Zap. Wins for Nebraska 3-0, 15-12, and 8-0. 1 ball, 1 strike the count now on Cannon. So Cole Kitchens ends a pretty good day. 3 out of 5 with a couple of RBIs and a run scored. 1-1 delivery. This one is bounced to the left side and foul. Chavez coming over to touch it in foul territory, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cannon.
Surprised to see Cannon swing at that pitch. Is in off his fists, and not much you can do there, and especially in an off-speed pitch. Didn't look like he had that timed well, so advantage Kusela here.
Braden Cannon out of Millard South High School. He's another Wayne State Wildcat. A lot of Division II players on this team, and he bounces this one by Chavez into left field for a base hit. So a walk and a single for the Prospects after the strikeout to begin the inning, and they have something happening again. Runners at first and second, only 1 out, and here's Nate Cunningham, the shortstop, coming to the plate. An infield single for Cunningham back in the 4th inning. He's also walked, had a fielder's choice grounder, and he struck out twice. Batting in the 4th spot for the Prospects, hit number 18 on the day for the Prospects. Pitch taken for a strike. When they put up 15 against Oahe, they had only 12 hits. So they have pounded out some hits here today at Duncan Field. Pitch is inside for a ball. I mean, here's a squad. You look at it, it's 11 runs. They've stranded 13. Oh, my goodness. Could you imagine what it would be like?
How much worse it could be.
Yes. So you kind of put it in perspective that, yes, you don't like trailing 11-3, but it's better than 20-3. Count now 2-1 on Cunningham as he stands in the right-handed box. Runners at first and second and 1 out. And the pitch is taken high for a ball, 3 balls and a strike. And you look back, Dalton Juden is going to take the loss in this one likely, but didn't feel like he pitched that poorly and did a good job of minimizing damage for the most part as the pitch is in the dirt, and it's a walk to Cunningham. Remember, he had that 1 run on 5 hit inning. It's hard to score only 1 run when you get 5 hits, but that was the case earlier in this contest for the Nebraska Prospects, and now they'll bring Jackson Trout to the plate with the bases loaded and really trying to add on here. 11-3 the score, and Trout's first pitch swinging and sprays it foul down the right field line as Jackson Trout. A couple of strikeouts to begin the day, since a sacrifice fly and a single. She stands in the right-handed box. She has a couple of singles on the day. A 2-hit game in progress for him with the count 1 ball and 1 strike on Jackson Trout, first baseman for the Prospects. The bases are loaded. It's Colin Lynham at third, Cannon at second.
That was behind him there.
Cunningham at first, and now 2-1 the count as Kusela struggling with command a little bit right now. Nice to see another Central Nebraskan in uniform for this Hastings Sodbuster team. A lot of Kearney guys, Grand Island guys, Hastings individuals. And here's a bouncing ball, left side. Third baseman's got it. High throw. They'll get the out there. A good job for Jones to go high to pull in the throw from Chavez. It took him off the bag, but he's able to come back right on the bag. It'll be a fielder's choice grounder and an RBI for Jackson Trout. Colin Lynham scores. Cannon is erased. It'll be 5-4 on the putout. And actually, Cannon ends up at third base. Cunningham's erased 5-4 on the putout. Trout aboard on the fielder's choice, and here's Trey Mungin. Mungin came in and ran the last inning, and he now bats for the first time at the DH spot and takes inside for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes on Trey Mungin. 1 run home in the inning. It is now 12-3. Runners the corners, 2 outs. Casella brings home the pitch, and a swing and a miss for Mungin. 1 ball and 1 strike on Trey Mungin. Mungin, a Millard South grad. He's now playing at Southwest Baptist, another NCAA Division II school. 0-1 pitch, and that's popped up. Foul territory. Sodbusters over to give it a look, but that will reach the stands and will be a souvenir. Count is 1-2 on Trey Mungin. So Jackson Trout with an RBI, his second of the day. Had a sacrifice fly earlier, and that fielder's choice grounder to bring home a run this inning, as it's now 12-3 in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch, taken high. So a run on 1 hit this inning, a couple of walks, and Casella trying to get out of this. 1-2 the count on Trey Mungin. The pitch, bouncing ball. Chavez has got it over at third. Long throw, low throw. It's a wild throw. A run will score. Runners will move up. And the inning continues. The 6th error of the day on the Hastings Sodbusters, and Chavez has been really solid over at third, but not that time.
Didn't look too far out of the reach of Rich at first, but just far enough where he didn't get any leather on that one, and that one kicked way far away. And
Number 14, Sid Meyer.
Hastings just trying to stop the bleeding now with 2 outs.
13-3 is the score, and the pitch is hitting Sid DeMayo. So a hit by pitch will load the bases as Trout now at third base, Mungin at second, DeMayo hit by the pitch, and Cade Lynham scheduled to come to the plate once again. He's the center fielder. A ground out, a strikeout. Since then, 3 walks, including a bases-loaded walk as part of the pivotal inning in this game back in the 6th when they scored 7 times on just 3 hits. Here's the pitch. It's over for a strike. The ball's 1 strike. Still only 1 hit in this inning. They now have 18 in the game and 13 runs. Sprayed foul, no balls and 2 strikes. Casella trying to get out of this inning with no more damage done. 2 runs, 1 hit. Walk, hit batsman, an error. The inning continuing. Cade Lynham, count 1-2. As Casella looks in at his catcher, and Rusty Wortman set to go. Bouncing ball toward the left side. The shortstop's got it. Tough throw, low throw, dug out nicely. Good job there. Cabranes able to get it over, and Corbin Rich able to get that tough hop there to end the inning. But the Prospects score a couple of runs on 1 hit. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, it's 13-3 Nebraska, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. A little bit of work to do. Sodbusters trail it 13-3, 6 outs with which to work. Got to get 10 to tie. Eternal optimist. Let's see what happens. Sodbusters just trying to play well. Try to take some steps forward for tomorrow if it's not going to be a comeback today. And it was felt like a step backwards in the top of the 8th. Kind of a rough inning there as not great control, and then an error which allowed a couple of unearned runs. And now the Sodbusters will bat their 9 1-2 hitters here. They've had a pretty decent approach at the plate. 9 hits, 3 runs. Feels like they could have more, but just not meant to be. And when you give up 13 runs, 18 hits, and 6 errors committed, it is going to be a long old day at the ballpark.
I was about to say that number to the right of the hit column for the Sodbusters is definitely been the kicker. No discredit to the Prospects. They've been hitting their spots, hitting their holes. They've been doing all that, and great game all around for the Prospects, but Sodbusters just haven't really given them any opportunity to win this game.
Grant Jones at the plate now. Had a single his last time up. He's 1 for 2. He's also walked. And the pitch is taken low into the dirt. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Grant Jones. Great to have him in from Seminole State Junior College. The Raiders, another tremendous season down in Oklahoma. They went 44-22. He's from Little Rock Baptist High School. A returnee, played in a few games at the end of last year once his other summer duties wrapped up. As the pitch is taken for a ball, it's now 2 balls and a strike on Grant Jones. Had a chance to play a few games with older brother Nick, and now the whole summer together. So neat to have the Jones boys here in Hastings. Pitch fouled away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Grant Jones, who's batting in the 9th spot today. And playing second base, we'll also see a little bit of time in the outfield for this Hastings Sodbuster team. 2-2 the count. Nobody out, bottom of the 8th, 13-3. Nebraska Prospects on their way to their 4th win without a loss. And Sodbusters, barring a major comeback, will be 0-5 on the year. Of those 5 games, 3 have been very competitive, and 2 you really feel like you probably should have, could have won. The other 2 have gotten away from you. The 9-2 loss to Fremont, and today certainly has not gone their way against the Nebraska Prospects. 2-2 the count. As Sugard on to work his 3rd inning, pitches it outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sugard, the second pitcher of the day behind P.J. Laux. Laux would pick up the win today. Sugard threw 2 innings, allowing 1 run on 3 hits. And this pitch just missing outside. With the score of the game, I was almost expecting that right hand to come up, but no, it's a walk instead of a strikeout. And back at the top of the order for the Hastings Sodbusters, and Gage Frank will try to keep it going for Hastings. Decent day for Gage Frank. May be a guy that we try to feature at some point in the near future. He is 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI. One of the bright spots, 2 of the 9 hits for Hastings in the column of Gage Frank, who swings and misses here. No balls and 1 strike on Gage Frank, right-handed hitter out of Des Moines Area Community College, a Marion, Iowa native. Pretty solid spring for the Bears. Pitch is low and in the dirt, and on to second base will go Grant Jones. So Jones in scoring position, and Gage Frank is at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike on Gage.
Sugard throwing a little bit extra pitches here, and like we mentioned, if you're the Sodbusters, if nothing else, just get another arm throwing out there for the Prospects and tire them out.
Here's a bouncing ball back up the middle. The shortstop's got it. Sets, throws, low throw, but dug out nicely. The Prospects get it done there with Nate Cunningham. And Jackson Trout had to make a stretch out toward right field to get that. And they retire Gage Frank. 6-3 on the putout. On the play, Grant Jones advances to third. So runner at third, less than 2 outs. Play fundamental baseball right here. Let's see if Marcos Cabranes can bring home that run from third. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 5th. Sodbusters trail at 13-3 with 1 out in the 8th. Sugard out of the stretch, and the pitch, and he's got a little bit of velocity. Pitch is low. Here comes the runner home. Safe, wild pitch. As couldn't keep it in front. Sid DeMeo, the new catcher, trying to stop it, and it just got far enough away to allow Grant Jones to score from third base.
Well, there's one.
Yep.
9 more to go.
Yep, just 9. That's all we're saying. So you say there's a chance.
We've seen crazier in ball games before.
No doubt about that. And here's a rocket off the bat. And this one is going to be a no-chancer. It's going to take a couple of hops, chased down by the center fielder, Cade Lynham. And it's a double for Marcos Cabranes as the Sodbusters are within 9. They have a runner at second base and 1 man out with their 3 and 4 hitters coming up.
Been noticing Lynham in center field playing shallower than the left and right fielders for most of the game, and he paid the price for that there. You know, if you look at the size of Cabranes there, you're not expecting him to hit that rope over your head, and Lynham didn't get the greatest jump on it, and Cabranes with his 3rd double of the year.
Now the guy will be featuring during the course there. He's got 2 hits on the day as the pitch is inside, and it gets by the catcher and on to third base. Is that off the inside, and DeMeo could not keep it in front as there is a runner at third base, and 1 out. The Sodbusters down by a score of 13-4.
Make them work. It's been pretty smooth sailing for the Prospects so far. Now the first real time where if you're Trevor Varley, you got to feel like, all right, let's settle down, boys. Let's do what we've been doing for the first 7 innings.
The good news is for the Prospects, they're up by 9. Pitch swung on and missed as no balls, 1 strike. So Braden Cannon, it looks like he stayed in the game. He's now at third base for the Nebraska Prospects. We'll try to check any other changes we can catch. As the pitch bounced back up the middle, Cunningham, shortstop, got it. They'll concede the run. The throw is in time. Again, a pretty darn good play by the first baseman. It wasn't a very accurate throw, and Jackson Trout kind of had to dive out there and make a scoop off the ground, off the turf with the backhand to get the second out of the inning. So a couple of 6-3 but not routine plays that will score Cabranes. It's an RBI ground out for Rich, and it's 13-5. And now coming to the plate will be Zach Vital. Vital has a single and a walk to his credit, also an RBI. He's 1 for 3 on the day, and Zach's first pitch swinging. No balls, 1 strike. Bases empty, 2 outs, 2 home. But the Sodbusters here in the 8th, they've answered the 2 that were put up by the Prospects in the top of the inning. 13-5 now the score, with Nebraska on top. Pitch low into the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike on Zach Vital. Vital, a pre-physical therapy major. He's playing his college ball at Northwest Oklahoma State after being at a junior college down in Texas. Pitch inside, and did get a piece of Vital. If you're going to get hit by the pitch, that's the way to do it. Nobody was really sure as Vital just kind of, did I get hit? Yes, I'm going to first.
I'll say that's not the first one for the Sodbusters tonight. Another hit by pitch. I believe it was Chavez last time. The breaking ball just clipped, or no, it was a fastball, inside fastball, just clipped his jersey. And, you know, they say it's the painful way to get on first base, but for those two, it's pretty much the same as a free pass. No blood, no foul.
You'll take that. There is now action in the Prospects bullpen as there's a runner at first, 2 outs, and Sodbusters trying to mount an amazing comeback. Ty Matson will come to the plate now, and he has his first multi-hit game. Actually, his second multi-hit game, but 2 hits today and a double. Run scored. Pitch is taken for a ball. He had a multi-hit game the first day out. Showed up, put in the lineup, and had 2 hits against Fremont on the road. 1 ball with no strikes. Had probably the hardest hit ball of the year. Certainly the deepest hit for the Sodbusters this year. 1 hopping the wall in left field. Takes this pitch for a strike. 1-1 the count on Ty Matson. Doing his Trevor Matson impression, as Trevor had a bunch of doubles for the Hastings Sodbusters during his 2 years. Big brother. Bouncer to the third baseman. Cunningham trying to make it 3 for 3 for the inning. That one's right on the money this time as Nate Cunningham throws out Ty Matson to end the inning. But 2 runs do come across. We head to the 9th inning. It's 13-5 Prospects, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
We head to the ninth inning. The Hastings Sodbusters are on the short end of a 13-5 score, and we began the game with a Juden, and I think we're going to end the game with a Juden, as it's going to be Fred Juden. He's the older and bigger brother of Dalton. Dalton got the start today and would take the loss. He worked the first 4 innings, allowing 4 runs, 3 of those earned. And here comes Fred Juden. Fred is making his second appearance. He took the loss last Thursday through 1 inning, allowed 4 runs on 1 hit. He walked 4 and struck out 1. He worked an inning plus 1 batter. And so this another situation where it's an inning to come out, hopefully put up a 0. We saw Tex Winter have that nice bounce-back performance after his rough first outing. So now you're hoping for the same for Fred, where he can come in, just get some things figured out in the first inning and just put a 0 on the board for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Yep, and for those couple of guys that we're talking about, just been command issues. Like you said, 4 walks in that inning plus of work. Skipper went out to go get him in the middle of the second inning for walking the first batter, and it's just one of those days where you just don't have it. So hopefully for Juden today, he's gotten those couple days just to clear his head and figure out his command and put up a 0 here, and a good comeback performance for him.
Cool opportunity for Fred and Dalton. I mean, and it's much like the Lynham boys for the Nebraska Prospects. These guys having a chance to play college baseball together and now playing summer baseball together as well, as it is going to be the number 9 hitter, Danny Sponberg. Sponberg to the plate now. He's got a couple of hits. He's got an RBI, and overall it's 2 for 5 for the number 9 hitters. They've gotten all the way through the lineup 6 times here in the 9th inning. The pitch is taken for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes on Danny Sponberg, the Creighton Prep grad who is now playing his college ball at Bellevue. He was part of the good Southeast Community College team, which made an NJCAA Division II regional. Made it all the way to the championship game, as a matter of fact, on the home field before losing to a team from Utah. You think they don't spread things out? That was the West region, hosted by Beatrice, Nebraska. A team from Utah, I think a Salt Lake City squad, came and won that district. 3-0 pitch now, and it's taken for a strike. 3-1 the count on Danny Sponberg. Yeah, it's weird. Northeast Community College made a national junior college regional. Northeast in Norfolk, Southeast and Beatrice don't play in the same region. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that's taken for a ball.
But a team from Salt Lake City, you were saying, plays in one of their regions.
Yeah, team from Salt Lake City plays in the Beatrice region.
I don't know. Sounds like gerrymandering to me.
Back to the top of the order, East and Swofford. And the bad news, or good news, depending on how you want to put it, Colin Lynham is still going to have another chance at a 6-hit game. He waits on deck. Here's the pitch. And it's taken for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Easton Swofford struck out his last time up. 13-5, the Prospects on top. Winding things down here in the 9th inning. Sodbusters back home tomorrow to take on Fremont. 6:35 start time. If you're in the Hastings area, come on out. Boy, weather's been gorgeous. I mean, temperatures in the 80s today. Breeze making it very nice. It's going to be decent weather again tomorrow. Then Sodbusters home Thursday through Sunday. Pitch bounces in there. Runner goes. Throw down to second base. High throw. No chance. As Sponberg, a good turf ball read, and he is into second base on the wild pitch.
And Wortman behind the plate is really getting beat up behind there, and there's been probably count on 2 hands how many balls have bounced a couple feet before the plate that he's had to just throw his body at.
Pitch is fouled away. Upwards of 200 pitches thrown by the Hastings Sodbusters today. So you've gotten a workout when you've caught some 200 pitches.
Yep.
It's 13-5. And here's a hard shot to the right field gap, and that is going to be down for a hit. As scoring from second base easily is Sponberg, and it's an RBI single from Swofford, and that makes the score 14-5. So Juden throwing strikes, but that struck solidly for a hit. Here's Colin Lynham. Lynham didn't have a hit his last time up, but he still got on base. He walked. 5 for 5. He has scored 4 times, and he takes a first pitch strike. No balls, 1 strike. We're in inning number 9. Sodbuster trying to get 3 outs here and then see what they can do in the bottom of the 9th. Prospects trying to continue it and equal their season high in runs scored when they put up 15 against Oahe on the 24th of May this past weekend. As they made the road trip up to Pierre, swept their games. And strike 3. So a 3-pitch strikeout from Fred Juden of Colin Lynham as he is set down for the first time today. Colin Lynham completing a pretty darn good day, though. You'll take 5 for 6.
Absolutely. Any day, take 5 hits over a span of 2 or even 3 days for some guys.
Yep. And now it's going to be Braden Cannon. Cannon came in the 8th inning and singled, scored a run. He's at the right-handed batter's box now. 14-5, Prospects on top here in the 9th. Pitch is over for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Braden Cannon. Cannon, Millard South grad, another Wayne State product, still looking, actually he is celebrating his first hit of the year. He came into today 0 for 11, but got that single and run scored. Takes this pitch for a ball, now 2-1 the count on Braden Cannon, batting for Cole Kitchens, who started the game at third base. A 7-game road trip for the Prospects. They're happy to have more people in uniform, visiting with Trevor Varley, the Central City High School grad, who's the head coach for the Prospects. And they had only 3 guys on the bench when they went up to Pierre this past weekend, but they're getting a lot of more of their dudes now in uniform. Much like a Sodbuster, still trying to get a few guys in, but they're pretty much at full strength now. But this Prospects really had to piece a team together to make their first road trip. 3-1 pitch is taken for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Cannon. Top of the 9th inning, all Prospects. They have not trailed. Scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, but the big inning, the 6th, when they plated 7 to kind of take the drama out of this one. And it's a walk. So Juden struggling with control again today as he's walked a couple. He's given up a single. He's also struck out 1. There's 2 on and 1 out. Again, you're wanting to give him every opportunity to try to work things out. That's what summer ball's for, is to try to figure some of these things out, get some coaching, and so probably going to have even more patience with a 9-run margin. Big swing, no contact for Nate Cunningham, the shortstop. He's down to the count, no balls and 1 strike. Cunningham scored a run as part of that 7-run inning. He also has an infield single on the day. And can't make contact here. Quickly down to the count, 2 strikes on Nate Cunningham. Top of the 9th inning, it's 14-5. The Prospects have scored in all but 3 innings today. And pitch just misses. Juden and the Sodbuster fans hoping that was going to be called. It was not. 1-2 the count on Nate Cunningham. A decent job behind the plate for Jason Seitz. He's the home plate umpire. Wade Spencer working the field in this game, and I don't remember hardly any complaints out in the field. Maybe there was one bang-bang play at first, but I don't even think any coach argued about that call. So pretty well umpired game today, 14-5. And I don't have any complaints for the season. I think it's been good umpiring here at Duncan Field. 1-2 pitch taken high, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nate Cunningham. And Jason's going to be back tomorrow to be one of the 2-man umpiring crew here for the Fremont game. So that game's at 6:35 at Duncan Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Juden brings it home. Took something off of that one, and a swing and a miss. So Cunningham down on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning to go along with 2 walks and a single. And it'll be Jackson Trout to come to the plate to try to continue it for the Nebraska Prospects.
Number 20, Jackson
Trout struck out his first 2 times up, but has since had some decent at-bats. A single, a sacrifice fly, another single, and he also had a fielder's choice grounder to bring home a run. So 2 singles and 2 RBIs. Jackson Trout taking strike 1, no balls and 1 strike on Jackson Trout. Pops this one foul, and out of play. It's 2 strikes on Jackson Trout.
Pretty generous offer from the Sodbusters PA. I've hear They strike out Trouts. All water is free from the drinking fountains.
Got to do what you can, because after a certain time you can't give away, you can't do the discount beer thing. So inside and hits him and Trout aboard.
You got to pay for the drinking water.
So now you got to pay for the drinking water here. Gotta love Jason Frew. He is a character, and he's the on-field PA guy. And brother Brian is working the press box today, the Frew brothers, and so. Just another, it's got a minor league baseball field. They really make it a lot of fun, even when the baseball's not that much fun, and it's been tough today. Trey Mungin up for the second time today, reached on an error his last time up. He came in as a pinch runner back in the 6th inning. We're now in the 9th, 14-5. Prospects on top and looking for more, and Mungin fouls this pitch away. 2 strikes the count on Trey Mungin. He played for the Prospects a year ago, was on their initial roster in the summer, but has joined the team, so good to have him back in the fold. The Southwest Baptist College baseball player after he played his college ball at Millard South. Bounces this one towards Chavez. He'll step on the bag, and that will do it for the Prospects here in the 9th inning. 14-5 as we head to the bottom of the 9th, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot, and sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Head to the bottom of the 9th, it's 14-5. The Nebraska Prospects with the lead as they will go to the bullpen. We will see Jackson Meyer out of the contest for the Nebraska Prospects. Jackson Meyer, 6'3", 220-pounder, Millard West grad. Then he went on to Southeast Community College and is now at Northern Colorado, so another Division I guy on this team. He is both hit and pitched for the squad. Does not have a record. He's pitched in 2/3 of an inning, allowed no runs. He has struck out 1 and hasn't walked anybody. Jackson Meyer making an appearance today here, trying to clean things up in the 9th. Sodbusters try to battle for a few runs. They're going to be sending to the plate Mark Chavez to begin. Chavez singled back in the 4th. He was also hit by a pitch. Overall, he is 1 for 3 on the day. Mark Chavez, the right-handed hitting third baseman for the Hastings Sodbusters. So the Prospects will go to 4-0. The Sodbusters will fall to 0-5 with the old nemesis Fremont coming to town. Fremont sweeping a 3-game season opening series last week. Here's the pitch. Taken high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And I guess the biggest disappointment today is the 6 errors by the Hastings Sodbusters. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball, foul. 1-1 the count on Mark Chavez. Sodbusters did get double digits in hits, 10 on the day for the Hastings Sodbusters. The Nebraska Prospects, an amazing 19 hits. Chavez hits this one hard down the right field line, so he's gone foul both sides. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chavez here in the bottom of the 9th. 6:35 start time for the Fremont Moo and the Hastings Sodbusters. Duncan Field tomorrow night, then 1 game in Fremont before returning home. Check swing, went around, and Chavez is down on strikes for the 2nd time today. That'll bring to the plate the catcher, Rusty Wortman. Wortman, a sacrifice fly back in the 4th. He is 0 for 3 on the day, and Wortman, give him a Purple Heart for his work behind the plate as he has caught over 200 pitches from Hastings Sodbuster pitchers today. I would say he will be off tomorrow. We'll find out, but I'm guessing he has earned a day off for the Hastings Sodbusters, and they have plenty of guys who can be behind the plate. 1-0 the count. Pitch sprayed foul, 1-1 on Rusty Wardman. Sodbusters down to their final 2 outs, down by 9. It's 3-0 after 2 innings of play. Sodbusters were down 4-0 after 3.5. Got it to 4-1, got it to 4-2, and the wheels really came off in the 6th inning. It did a nice job of minimizing the damage before then, when the Prospects would score 7 times in that frame. They put up 7 runs in that 6th inning on just 3 hits. Sodbusters committed 2 errors, and it got away from Hastings in that frame. 1-2 pitch on the way. Fouled straight back, decent swing, and it remains 1-2 on Rusty Wardman, with Nolan Oliver waiting to get his chance here in the 9th. So double digits in hits for both teams and almost 20 runs on the board. Kind of un-Duncan Field-like score here today. Here's the pitch. 1-2 is hit high in the air to left field, carrying pretty well, but Duncan Field going to hold that with plenty of room as Colin line him back to make the play, and there are 2 outs. And you heard Scott Galusha, our GM, talk about it. That is one thing he said from February when they started talking to kids about coming to play for the Hastings Sodbusters. Got to think line drives. You can't think lofting the ball here at Duncan Field, because that is going to lead to those kind of hits, which are not hits. Those are going to lead to those kind of outs. Oliver up there now. First pitch swinging. Fouls it straight back. No balls, 1 strike on Oliver. Scored a run back in the 6th inning. Had an infield single. Overall, he is 1 for 4 on the day. 14-5 as there's 2 outs in the 9th, and the pitch is taken for a ball. 1-1 the count. Broadcast going to be beginning at about 6:10 tomorrow. First pitch 6:35 here at Duncan Field. If you're in the Hastings area, come on out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped up on the infield. Should be playable. Who's calling it? Third baseman. And makes the play. That is Braden Cannon, and that'll do it for the Sodbusters as they go down 1-2-3 in the 9th inning. The Nebraska Prospects win the game by a score of 14-5. Our postgame coming away next, sponsored by Fisk Chiropractic, the Nebraska Lottery, and Jerry Spady Chevrolet. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot, and sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
It's Sodbuster Baseball from Duncan Field today is a tough one for the Sodbusters. They fall by a score of 14-5 to the Nebraska Prospects. It's Steve Stein as we have Ryan Valenta alongside. Big thank you to Connor Christian and to Mason Hendricks who helped us here today. But the final line score on this one, Nebraska 14 runs, 19 hits, no errors. The final line score for the Hastings Sodbusters, 5 runs, 10 hits. They took away 1 error, 5 errors for the day, but that's still 5 too many by some people's account, and certainly way too many to win when things aren't going your way anyway. 14-5 is the final. The Nebraska Prospects with the victory over the Hastings Sodbusters. We'll talk some individual numbers, but first the perspective of Ryan here. I'll tell you what, a rough one for the Sodbusters, and that's kind of the second straight home game where you saw it kind of get away early, and you hope that doesn't become a trend.
Yep, Dalton Juden starting off the game with runs in the first and in the second. Just kind of seemed like, oh, here we go again, but able to put up a couple zeros and then also getting a couple of runs for the Sodbusters. They're able to tack on 1, 4th, 5th, and 6th, but that 7-run 6th inning for the Prospects really just doomed the Sodbusters, and it's been more of the same, just struggling pitching-wise, struggling just keeping command of the zone, and using probably one too many pitchers. They used 5 pitchers today. Juden taking the loss with 11 hits, and Tex Cook, in his 3rd outing, kind of regressed back to his first start. Didn't do horrible, allowed those 3 runs, but a couple walks and the 2 strikeouts. And Cusella with a couple runs there, and yeah, that was the name of the game. All Sodbuster pitchers allowed a run there, something that the pitching staff will just have to work on, just cleaning it up out there.
It was a rough day for the Hastings Sodbusters as Hastings falls by a score of 14-5, as we are going to get the perspective of the head coach right now as an opportunity to hear from the head man. We appreciate him coming up today as we have Coach Joel Skipper on hand. Coach, I guess the initial impression after this particular game.
Yeah, it doesn't get much worse than that. Just to think it started off from the first pitch of the game, had that error in right, and then things just got worse. So just feel really bad for this fan base coming out and supporting us. We got to make some changes and got to get better. So I think that's going to start tomorrow. But we got to make some big adjustments, pitching side, offensive approaches, and obviously defense is really killing us right now.
The Prospects, their approach at the plate, I mean, didn't seem like they tried to do too much. I mean, you kicked it around a little bit, but they've just line drive, taken it the other way. Talk a bit about what they did against you guys to kind of exploit the way you were pitching them.
Yeah, well, when you're in hitters' counts all day, it's pretty easy to hit. So we didn't do a good job throwing our off-speed for a strike, commanding the zone. When you don't do that and you have really good hitters like the Prospects do, it's going to be a fun day at the plate like they had. So it's just got to be, I think, a better focus, just coming out and setting the tone defensively and getting a 1-2-3 inning and then kind of going from there. So really shot ourselves in the foot all day today.
Coach Joel, 10 hits for the team, only 5 runs to show for it. Seemed like there's a couple innings where left the bases loaded, stranded, or left a couple on. Just approach of the plate. Does something have to change at the approach of plate just to keep those line moving? It seems like the Prospects, they were able just to get those little blue pit singles, but just a lot of flyouts and not smart plays or anything. What has to change for the offense?
Yeah, I think we're just trying to do too much in those situations. We had bases loaded, nobody out yesterday, didn't score a run. Bases loaded a couple times today, kind of same result there. So I think just guys just overthinking the game. It really is a simple game, and just kind of going back to the fundamentals. Swinging at good pitches, I think, is first of all we're doing a lot. We're getting ourselves out a lot. So just kind of fine tuning those approaches. Obviously, I think we have some pretty talented players here, but we just got to kind of get back to the basics and go from there.
You look at the bright spots here. Gage Frank, a multi-hit game, a pretty hard-hit ball from Marcos Cabranes as he ended up with a double, 2 hits. I mean, there are some bright spots, even though you guys haven't started the way you wanted to.
Yeah, it's early on. I think there's brighter days ahead here for the team. But, yeah, I think we have some bright spots in our lineup. So it's just kind of filling some spots and just making it more complete. And kind of like I told the guys after the game, winning's contagious, playing good's contagious. But it's just going to take, I think, a little bit of leadership from the guys and someone to just kind of step up and be that initial guy, and then hopefully we can just follow forward with that.
And Ty Matson, probably the hardest hit ball here at Duncan Field for the Hastings Sodbusters. You one-hop the wall at Duncan, you've done something.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I think he thought it was gone off the bat, but then I think he looked at the at the dimensions of the field. Yeah, but he put a good piece on that one, so I thought he saw the ball really well, hit a couple hard right at people, but overall a good day for Ty.
That's Joel Skipper, head coach for the Hastings Sodbusters. A tough one as they fall by a score of 14-5. We'll take one more break and wrap it up. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
It is Sodbuster Baseball as we bring you coverage of this matchup between the Hastings Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects as Hastings falls by a score of 14-5 as the Sodbusters see their season mark slip to 0-5 on the season. We started talking about some of the numbers with Dalton Juden allowing 4 runs, 3 of those earned on 11 hits. Johnson coming in, he allowed 4 runs, all of those earned on 2 hits. He walked 3. Tex Cook allowing 3 unearned runs in his relief outing. Caden Cusella, 1 inning. He allows 2 runs, 1 of those earned on 1 hit. And then Fred Juden coming in, allowing a run on 1 hit. And as Ryan mentioned, every pitcher allowing at least 1 run today for the Hastings Sodbusters. At the plate, the Sodbusters did get into double digits, and they had 3 multi-hit games. Gage Frank, 2 for 4, an RBI. You had Marcos Cabranes, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. And Ty Matson with a 2 for 5 day, that double and a run scored for the Hastings Sodbusters. Cabranes also with an extra base hit as he had a double for Hastings, as the Sodbusters had some highlights, but just not nearly enough against the Nebraska Prospect squad, which was solid today. They get a good start. P.J. Laux works the first 5 innings, allows 2 runs on 6 hits. You had their second guy, Jack Schuchard, come in working 3 innings. He did allow 3 runs on 4 hits, and then a clean inning for Jackson Meyer there in the ninth. And at the plate, they pound out 19 hits. Most notably, you just got to give a tip of the hat when a guy has a 5-hit game. And Colin Lynham goes 5 for 6, knocks in 2, and scores 4 times. Did have an extra base hit. They had a 3-hit game from Cole Kitchens. He goes 3 for 5, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. They had Jackson Trout, 2 for 5, 2 RBIs. They end up getting their DH, their first DH of the day, Caden Young. He had 2 hits, an RBI, and a run scored. So pounding out 19 hits, the Prospects are pretty good.
Yep, and like we mentioned, the Prospects just using that opposite field, punching the ball to right field for the right-handed batters. A lot of the hits there. Just no answer for the Sodbusters. They seemed like they were going to hold on to it at the start, had those 3 runs early, but that kind of just collapsed by Johnson and Cook in the bullpen, allowing those 7 runs in that 6th inning. It's just it's a game of inches. Those walks, those hit by pitches just kill you, and something that Coach Skipper said, and just gonna have to work through it. Just the 5th game so far, kind of maybe a little, I don't want to say rusty, getting those 2 games rained out in just 1 game. But like we said, this is a very good prospect team, got a lot of Division I guys, and so early in the season, Sodbusters, plenty of time to bounce back.
And the great thing about it, college summer baseball, you're playing again tomorrow. Most times, you're playing again tomorrow, and that's the case. The Sodbusters going to be home to the Fremont Moo. First pitch at 6:35 will be on at 6:10. That'll do it for our broadcast today. A big thank you to our engineers today. I want to thank the guys who are alongside Mason Hendricks, Connor Christian, and for Ryan Valenta. Final score once again, Nebraska 14, the Hastings Sodbusters 5. I'm